3? Sounds fucking awesome.
What, man?
You like, it picks up everything.
Even me?
Yep, even you. You want to give it a whirl, Pablo?
Yeah, it says here that Carlos Hyde stole a fan's beer.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's why we got kicked out, apparently.
What? What's wrong with that?
He also drop kicked an old lady.
That's it. Yeah,
No, I don't know. I'm looking it up.
That'll get you.
That'll do it. Yeah, every time.
Carlos Hyde booted.
Have they discussed Zeke yet?
No, not till Thursday at 2 p.m.
That's so stupid.
So it's so late, so
It's
they're just going to give
yeah.
it to him. They're going to give him the game. Right?
Like, let him play?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think this is going to be the final. Now another decision on if they're going to give him the stay or not. Right?
Yeah.
This is like the final step that they can go to.
Ooh, the NFLPA?
Can I have one of those beers?
Yeah.
Pick one for me.
This is like a porter.
Do you like
Yeah.
porters?
Hell yeah.
All right. What do you mean? So it's the last day, so that means he can't...
It's one of the last like levels that
Zeke's team
normal
can do?
normal levels. That
Oh, because then you
use.
can take it to the Supreme Court.
Like, there's
eventually, right?
I'm sure there's other shit they
The
can do.
People's Court. That's
Yeah,
That's fucking
court of opinion.
that would be so fun. Roger Goodell,
Like Judge Judy.
Judge Judy.
Dun, 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 dun. Right? How does that song go?
That's exactly it.
It was right there. Yeah,
Dude, Judge Judy makes so much money.
yeah. She makes more than like anybody on TV except for Oprah.
Yeah.
And she looks like a genuinely happy person, too.
I'd be fucking scared, man. Are y'all ready? Are you still doing your moments?
Oh, I got my moments, man.
Oh, all right.
Mama, Matt's moments, mama, Matt's moments, mama, Matt's
And then,
moments, moments, man.
But I was like at work today. I was sitting there thinking, like, what should I do for Matt's moment? I have to have something. Like,
You have to have something
the song
from
I
here
have
on
to.
out.
Song now.
Yeah.
From here on out.
So
Don't worry, I got a million of them.
I don't care. Flip it around. I don't care about anything on here. I was just making sure I had something to say during Matt's moments. What the hell?
I think the garbage time is going to be Pablo's goodbye story.
What are all that?
What
What is this
that
stuff?
plane story? Oh, those are for my defenses to stream for the last games.
Oh, gotcha. Cool.
That's their the last 7 games or whatever that they're playing, which I thought was pretty cool. Because last season, I was listening to a podcast and they're like, "Yeah, you need to pick up New England Patriots defense." I'm like, "Why? It's fucking gross." And they say, "Look at the last 6 games of their season, and it looks like amazing." So I was like,
But look at the last 6 games of every season ever since, like, Brady came in.
Oh shit.
It's all just a put together at the start. Everybody doubts them, and then they come back strong.
I think they do that on purpose,
every year.
right?
Well, you need enough time to gather film on other teams
Tonight,
in order
or-
to really study
a lot
them.
of- a lot of
You know the amount of times it takes
I mean,
to
we
recruit
can.
spies.
I'm recording, but I don't have to put it in.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if this started or not.
I mean,
this is good. This is good conversation, and I didn't sure if it was.
Yeah, it started.
If it was. Well, let's start now.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the School of Fantasy Football podcast, and I'm one of your hosts, Alex, and to my right is...
Matt.
That's fucking boring. And then to the right of him is...
This would be Pablo.
All right. And to the right of him is...
Mario.
You see how loud
Yeah, that was very
That was
loud.
impressive.
But no,
All right.
but I already tested the
I'm working
levels
on it.
over there with you,
Okay,
so
so
it's
I'm good?
perfect.
Okay.
You're perfect.
They're gonna have to turn it down now.
Yeah.
The
Well, now,
monitors.
but we'll figure it all out. You'll be fine, Mario.
All right, cool.
So what's up, everybody? Week 10. We're on to week 10. You guys excited?
Hey, all I know is last week at this time, we were celebrating the Astros winning a World Series.
Yeah.
That was very cool. And then I've been doing a whole lot of NBA daily fantasy since.
And that's it? And nothing else happened in Houston whatsoever?
I don't think so.
Like nothing about like a franchise quarterback, nothing going down, right?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny that we all like got super excited about the Houston team and like gonna terrorize the entire fucking league.
So who are we gonna terrorize this week?
Exactly.
Yeah, who are we gonna
fuck up now?
Who's gonna be?
Because I've already.
Is it a curse if it only happens once?
No.
No.
Well, no.
It's
So are we going for a streak?
No, it's happened because I went for Aaron Rodgers.
No, the other
And it
time
fucked
too, because we laughed at the pick and we're like, "Oh my god, there's no way Houston loses this game." We did that with the Giants too, and the Broncos.
Did you pick Harvey Weinstein this year?
I don't think the Broncos have won since we.
Anytime we go across the board on a team,
they're done.
Something's going to happen. Something bad's going to happen. It's either going to be an upset or one of their star players.
Or if we give a team all fives.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh yeah, that team's they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
Did we do that last week?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But
that's exactly what we did last week.
I think I got -15. Actually.
So that leads us into did
I win again?
one of the headlines. We'll get to that, Mario. We'll get to that.
On the segment, did Mario win this week?
Yeah. And 99% of the time,
Stay
it's
tuned,
no.
guys.
Stay tuned to the 190th minute of the podcast, and you'll find out. The first headline I had, obviously, was poor Deshaun. We were all kind of, not crowning him, because probably you're like, pump your brakes. We don't even fucking crown him, right? As like the...
Did I say that? I don't know. Sounds
It was a
reasonable.
long time ago, like
Yeah, it was
5 days.
Sounds
It
reasonable.
was a while back, but you said, we don't need to give this guy that much credit because he's only played 7 games, really. And I mean, when the games he did play was pretty badass. So, poor guy. It sucks for him. And now it seems like every game that is played this week, like, they're fucking boring. They're like kind of lopsided. Like, there's no, that's going to be an awesome game. There's nothing like that. Like, even in this week's, I'm not excited. Dallas at Atlanta. I mean...
No, I mean, I guess Monday Night Football last night was entertaining. I watched most of it.
Did you?
Yeah.
No.
Really?
I didn't.
I didn't watch any of it.
I watched Sesame Street. Let me tell you, the letter A's got something going on. In between, what game was last night?
What was it?
It was
Packers.
the
Oh, I did watch
Lions
the
and
Packers.
Packers, yeah.
I did watch the Packers. I watched Brett Hundley. He's really tearing the world up. He's lighting it on fire. And
You know what's so cool
throwing it
is
in the
like
trash.
when the teams that have like these new quarterbacks that are coming up, like Mitch Trubisky. Remember, like his first 2 series, you're like, "Hey, this isn't gonna be so bad," and then you're
then
like,
as the game
"Oh
goes
wait,
on-
there's like 50 more minutes left in this whole game," and then it just goes to shit.
I'm starting to learn like most of football is improvised. The first quarter is just all right. Here's what's on paper, and then everything else is a disaster plan.
Yeah, let's just see
Right?
let's see what
Nobody
works.
knows what the hell is going on. People running on and off the field. There's yellow flags flying everywhere. Coaches all exasperated, and that's every week with the best and worst team. Nobody knows why the hell anybody took a timeout. Why it took 90 seconds to get the play. Why is? Let me tell you, there's millions of dollars invested in this, and it seems like a lack of organization. And I'm specifically talking about the Dolphins. I don't care about anybody else in the NFL, and I'm sure that it happens with other people too. But here's what I learned this weekend. This may be off topic.
No, nothing is off topic.
If
here.
you want a penalty,
That's a good name.
all you have to do is rip another player's helmet off, and they'll call a penalty on the helmet lossees team.
yeah.
The Lossies.
Yes, the losers, if you will.
Yeah.
Yes. So,
How does that make any sense?
Did you happen to watch the Sunday?
You're
night game?
referring to the AJ Green?
No, AJ Green. There's a couple things I learned this week. One is fights are back.
Yeah,
Right?
I love it.
It's
man.
fucking
NFL.
awesome.
You know what? Now
They're
it's
like the 80s
They're
again.
like, hey, UFC is getting all these ratings. Let's get it going.
Yeah, let's do something, right? Didn't he try to do a chokeout move, a
Yeah.
GSP kind of thing?
It was pretty nice.
It was awesome.
another thing. You can get a personal foul for camaraderie. Right? Did you see?
The opposing team, like he did like a chest
opposing
bump.
team. You know, all you need is 1/2 of a milli vanilli, and you got a yellow flag, right? If you go up and do the chest bump with your boy, even hanging out and just having fun, it is a penalty. And that's the other thing I learned this week in the NFL: penalties are stupid.
Yes.
Like, are you watching? What's going on?
Like, don't they realize that that's what brings people into like wanting to watch?
It
like,
wasn't just the
when we're
Dolphins
entertaining?
game. It was every game, and it's like I watched college. I've been watching University of Miami is my team. I'm from Miami, and I watched the entire college game, and I saw a fraction of the flags. And these kids are in college, right? They're supposedly not professionals, this and that, but is it just there's so much money at stake? All you gotta do is just grab and hold the guy enough, where they're just gonna let some of them go.
And then complain about it.
Well,
Isn't that like an
and
every
they
sport?
also, if there's a catch, they call it a catch, and if they drop it, they call it a drop. They don't go through this long 45-minute discussion on did he hold it long enough.
Like when they do
and-
the juggle of the balls.
I think the NFL should go back to where you just get 1 foot in bounds and catch it, and it's like completion, like the
Or just
college.
fucking just put it black and white. it's a catch or not a catch, which they're never going to do. No one's ever.
Nah, yeah,
right?
They disagree on those rules too much.
They need to put microchips in the footballs and lasers all around the field,
it's a great
like
idea.
Mission Impossible,
You know
right?
what, they
so
do that-
basically, you're playing in one of those laser fields. You don't really see it, so it doesn't bother us, and but
Everybody
they
else
know
gets
to
cancer.
a point,
That's
right?
right?
You want
It's
to know
like
one of the
radiation.
Yeah.
You want to know one of the best sports scenes in a movie I watched last night?
Is it unnecessary roughness? Because that
No.
movie's fucking
This
fantastic.
Is it the rollerblading movie with LL Cool J?
No, it's Tin
Oh,
Cup.
is that rollerball?
Rollerball.
Rollerball?
No, it's actually the
Is it
football
when they brought it
scene,
on?
the sort of football scene in Starship Troopers. At the very start.
Oh,
You
yeah.
remember the football scene?
That was pretty good.
It's a really
I've
great
never seen that
scene.
movie.
Is that the one with
Starship
Chris Pratt that he goes with a fox and they have big guns?
Oh no, that's
No, you're-
that's
you're-
much more recent. Starship
Guardians of the
Starship
Galaxy.
Troopers is a really shitty old sci-fi movie with Denise Richards.
Oh, man.
And-
Remember when she used to be hot?
Yeah, she was really hot in that movie.
Nah,
Like, it's
she's
a good
so
movie. I
hot.
watched the whole thing
Oh, yeah,
last
I
night.
guess so.
It was on came on like 12:30, and I watched it. It
That
ended
really
like
is a
at
good
2.
movie.
It is.
Jake Busey comes out
Yeah,
in there.
and then also
Gary
Doogie
Busey's
Howser.
Doogie Howser?
Howser.
Okay. Is this the one where there's like, it's...
They wear those gray suits and then they shoot those little monsters
Alright.
with
There's
crab
arachnids.
arms.
It's
There's
the
like
arachnids.
little monsters, and then
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
bigger ones, and then there's stupid ones.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's
No way.
really
It's
good.
like-
The whole
Like,
show is
no.
about the brain. They're trying to find the brain bug at the end. It's a big old bug and it looks like it.
Damn it, I keep thinking of the Land of the Lost.
So I'm thinking of that TV show Dinosaur.
Like, there's nothing you're going to tell me in my
It's a
head.
good
It's just the
scene.
Land of the Lost. Like a Will Ferrell movie.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that
like,
movie.
Like he's like, is it Face Off? No. Okay, whatever. Anyway, but yeah, the cheap punches thing. I don't understand that move. Like,
Punching people in the helmet.
well, yeah, like
AJ
AJ Green.
Green.
AJ Green threw like 4 jabs into.
He had more jabs than he had fantasy points.
He
yeah,
did.
he did.
He had 4 jabs and 1.6 fantasy points.
And I felt like all of those jabs connected to my soul. I
Yeah.
have him starting in my lineup, and I have bye weeks going on, and I just need I don't need AJ Green, the
You don't
best
need,
game
like,
he's
a
ever
stellar.
had. I just need AJ Green, right? And
Like
what
10 or
what I
11
get
points.
is what's this dude, the Floyd Mayweather fight with the Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
All I get is a fake Conor McGregor choke slamming, playing a sport that he's not involved in.
At least, I'm glad he at least went to the chokehold because the punches weren't being effective.
I
Yeah,
think the
they were
punches
not-
were
you were
more
very
antagonizing. It was like a titty twister,
Yeah,
if you will, or
So come
like,
on, bitch, come on.
like right,
I
like
like-
noogies. He was basically giving him helmet noogies.
I mean, you know,
Very
it might
true.
get fans to come back again because the only reason I ever go watch hockey, this is what at the second level, it's not NHL, AHL is what the San Antonio has. The only reason I ever go watch is because there's usually 3 or 4 fights every time I go.
Like in
They're
the
entertaining.
stands or on the rink?
No, or maybe probably both.
Both,
Yeah,
right.
we do live in San
We
Antonio.
live in San Antonio.
That's like MMA on ice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very true. I'm
We
just
should do
I'm
something
surprised
like that.
nobody's used their skate to slit somebody's like.
Holy shit.
I like your
Think about
train
it.
of thought.
Think about it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what?
Get weapons.
That's a little
I'll tell you
intense.
why that doesn't happen, right? Because at the college level, you've had plenty of time to do that. So it probably happens all when you're young. Everybody just takes off their skates and tries to stab each other. They weed those guys out, and eventually the professionals
weed those guys
are the guys who can really just control their
Just the
murderous
guys
urges.
with the guys with the
There's
missing
like
teeth.
some
Yeah,
Michael
so-
Jordans
so
of
the
hockey.
guy-
Hockey is
that
just a
made it.
semblance
They're
of
in
people who can
prison.
skate
Yeah.
really well and control their inner rage.
Yeah,
They
to
should,
a certain
they should
extent.
do that for prison inmates that are like on death row.
hockey.
Oh,
Yeah.
prison on ice.
Yes,
I think
that's
we should
what would
put
be fun.
everything
That's-
on
That's
ice.
the new musical.
That,
Yeah, no,
that
but
would be
everything
so
on
great.
everything on ice is
Death Row,
funner.
they fight each other. Whoever wins stays alive.
Yeah, well, for 10 more years or whatever it is.
No, until
whatever
the next fight.
No, they do it in a car race, like on Death Race.
Death Race was a very good movie too. Jason Statham, right?
That's right.
You guys have anything more obscure?
I think we should instead of
Running
having
Man.
no more football talk. Let's just talk movies.
Psych. This is the movie.
Well, how about if we just combine them? Anybody a fan of Joanna Man? Fantastic basketball movie. Really
Best
inspirational.
basketball movie, like
All right.
Mike.
Who's getting into the Super Bowl? Which 2 teams and who's winning? From what you've seen so far.
The Patriots and the team from the NFC,
Okay.
and the Patriots are going to win again.
So you really think so?
Probably, unfortunately.
Wow.
I don't like hate the Patriots or anything, but it's kind of boring.
Right? They are like like I said, the games aren't.
I think the
very
2 best
exciting.
teams in the NFC right now are, I mean, the record shows it as well, the Rams and the Eagles. I think the Cowboys are the best overall team if they don't have to play without Zeke for 6 weeks. So I think one of those 3 teams from the NFC. But of course, that's not hard to say. I'm not going out.
You forget about like Minnesota. You know, Teddy Bridgewater.
They're all right, and the
Teddy
Seahawks
Bridgewater's
as well.
Seahawks. They
Seahawks.
always do that thing where they.
Yeah, Minnesota's 6-2 without a quarterback. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's
Me, I'm going Jacksonville and New Orleans.
Oh man, you're
Saxonville
fucking going off
and
the
the
rails,
big sleazy. Wow.
That's just how I feel. The Saints' defense is a lot better, and I just really want to see Blake Bortles in the Super Bowl. That would make
How
just make
all
that would
for
just
him to
make
win
my
MVP? Like that would be so fucking awesome.
That would just make my life.
Blake
This
Bortles
guy's-
is a cool guy.
This
like,
guy throws grounders, and he's in the Super Bowl.
I'm pretty
That's
sure if
what I
that
wanna
were to
see.
happen, we'd get any sponsor we wanted on this show. Anybody.
Go back and listen to Week 10's episode. We called it, and we're
This
gonna say we.
This is sponsored by the Bortles family.
Jags and Saints. I'm calling it.
okay.
Who are you going with, Pablo?
The Seahawks.
Okay.
And I actually have to look at a list of all the NFL teams and then
it's
look
not-
at their logos and then I'll tell you my feelings.
I like that. At least you didn't go to standings.
Yeah, he's just. I like Papa.
He only uses pictures.
So it's none of the guys on the bottom. So I'm going to tell you the picture that I'm looking at. The top row has Minnesota Titans, Houston Steelers.
You say Minnesota Titans?
No, I'm going in order of
Oh, okay,
of
okay.
terribleness.
Oilers. That's nice.
Okay, Saints, Redskins, Baltimore. Okay, I don't think anybody from the top row is going to go. You know what? The Patriots is just a safe choice. And they can't be always going. And I say this every year, and they always go, right? But this is the year they don't do it. All right, so no Patriots. Who's left?
The Jags.
Oh, I guess, right? Fuck.
You forgot about the Steelers.
All right, so
You
the
got
I guess the
also.
Patriots are going.
The Chiefs.
This sucks. All right, Patriots are going probably. I hope that, like, they just, I don't know, they were all retired.
They just implode.
I hope there's a
by the
mass
time they get
retirement in New England. Like, for some reason, the area gives everybody $30 billion retirement checks. And football players in that region just
Or
don't
do you
have to play
think
anymore.
maybe,
They've
like,
been rewarded for their good service.
the whole coaching staff or something
I don't know.
comes down with some like
Maybe they start a new
curable
league.
disease, but
No.
keeps them out 2 weeks.
I got it. New England's so good that they should be in their own league by themselves and let the rest
a
of us
league of
have
their
another-
own.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie?
Yes, and
That
it
was a
should be a
very
league
good
of their own. So it's like New England, and a bunch of people they beat up on, just like farm field teams, and that's probably it.
it's just Pats versus himself.
And then
I want the A team versus the B team.
Best of
the
us for the
Pats.
rest of us. All right.
And,
Yeah.
and Matt, who did you say for NFC?
The
if
Eagles. The Eagles are gonna do it. The Eagles.
I pick,
Eagles are
that's-
gonna do it.
I mean, I'm really going on a limb and saying the Patriots and the Eagles.
Okay, so
Yeah.
both of y'all decided
That's
that.
almost as brave as the Jags.
Matt's bold choices.
Yeah, I know, right? That's
Holy crap! I just said that too, huh? Damn it.
yeah, making fun of Matt's bold.
Pablo and Matt's bold
There we go.
choices. This week it'll be sunny and rainy. Bold predictions.
At the same time. I'm going to go off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Dallas. We forgot. Dallas is gonna do it, right?
Yep. Didn't you forget about them?
You know what?
You're like, yes, I forget about them all the time.
Yeah, they're right next to the Dolphins, so I skipped it. You guys
that's
were
true.
sucked by proxy.
No, I like the Steelers to get in versus I think they're going to do a 96 throwback. Was it 96 when they played? 95?
Cowboys?
Cowboys and Steelers?
Yeah,
96,
I
right?
think so.
Sounds good to me.
96, 97, one of those 2 years.
No, I think
I think it was
Mario,
90.
Mario sounds just as likely.
Yeah, 96. Let's go with that.
You know what?
I'm gonna do Steelers versus Cowboys.
I'm
Just
gonna-
a little rematch.
I'm gonna do a Pablo reverse course, right? I'm gonna predict. I'm looking at it from another angle. NFL's suffering with ratings. What would hurt the NFL more than anything?
The
Is to have a
Browns.
Vikings
Browns.
Jacksonville,
Oh God.
Super
You know
Bowl.
what? That would be cool if the Vikings got in because they're having it there in Minnesota, and that would be the first team to ever play a Super Bowl in
true.
their own home.
You know what's uncool? Jacksonville, just as a city.
I've been there before, and
I
it's
apologize, listeners, but you know you want to move.
yeah. Well, no, there's that Waffle House that's there, and it's fucking tasty. It's like
Okay.
it's right by the bayou. Is there? Don't they have bayous?
No.
That's
okay,
Houston, man.
here's my memory. I was there in 2000.
All right,
and
we're gonna go with
there
this.
There was I saw some bridges.
There was me.
Hold on. Okay. So I jumped off the Jaguar and we went and stayed. And there's a second part to the story. We stayed at like a hourly motel by the stadium. right? So I slept, and it was 30 degrees in Jacksonville. So I slept in my jacket, full clothes, and sneakers on. So the next morning we go to the game. Blah 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 blah. Dolphins 62-7. Horrible, whatever. And you guys are changing beers in front of me and totally made me forget course of my story.
Oh man, look at this.
So-
9.5.
Okay, so Jacksonville sucks. That was the point of it, right? So I saw bridges and ships and whore motels, and that's all I remember of Jacksonville. And it smelled like paper. Jacksonville, your town smells like paper.
So they're
It's because it's so
Super Bowls,
humid.
You're saying.
No, they're owed like a
That's what I'm hearing.
do-over. Go move somewhere.
It's like
else.
Cleveland. They were owed a championship. LeBron brought it to them. So if the city sucks that bad, then they're gonna get a championship.
You know what? I'm gonna put this little caveat thing. If Zeke stays, I'm gonna go with Dallas and Pittsburgh. But if he doesn't, I'm gonna go Minnesota and Pittsburgh and Jacksonville. I mean, I like Jacksonville. I like those underdogs.
Best defense in the league, man.
I like y'all going out on limbs when all four of y'all, including myself, know it's going to be New England and somebody.
In Philadelphia.
Okay, so how about this one?
You did not go on the limb. You're like, no, you guys go out.
Yeah, go.
So we all know that giving 5 points around here doesn't amount to squat, right? And we're all giving that combination 5 points. That's the dreaded 5-point combination. It's not going to be that.
So then let's all give them the Patriots. We'll all say the
Okay, we all give it a 3.
That's right. And then, Tom Brady would get hurt this week, guys.
Yeah.
Do we really want to do that to him?
They got Brian Hoyer.
Nah,
They're good.
No.
Dude, that's what I said. That's the fucking comeback
TB12
kid.
is like Wolverine.
That's my comeback
He will
kid.
heal himself on the field.
No, he'll do his own Mr. Miyagi to himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? He just
He'll
does
take
like
that pouch he uses for his hands and tie it as a splint.
Yeah.
And somehow throw it.
Or maybe he's like he can just jack off in his hand and like rub it wherever it's like Robitussin.
Wow.
It's like
Yeah, I guess he could do that. At least.
it's like
But that has nothing to do with his healing
it's like
powers. He's just a
it's like
pervert.
aloe vera, but
That's when Bill Belichick puts on the pads and runs out there in his hoodie.
right, so he can think better. Like it just it seeps into his brain. That semen, Tom Brady's semen. What are you guys looking at?
The Spurs box score.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And
that's so funny.
This is the other game while we're on a podcast feature. Last week we brought you Houston. This week the Spurs are playing. How are the Heat doing? It's time for a basketball update.
They don't play it.
They played yesterday.
Hassan Whiteside.
back to back.
Whiteside.
That dude's awesome.
Nice.
They had to comfort him because he got his butt hurt.
Yeah.
Why? What happened to him? He went to prison?
No, they just didn't play him yesterday.
Yeah.
Did they not play
Play,
him?
play Whiteside?
And then he made Spoelstra mad or something and got taken out.
Oh, he did the
Like
four.
all
He
the
pulled the four net.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's get into some waivers.
You know what? I was looking at these waivers. I mean,
They suck.
you guys don't have to agree with any of this stuff.
Oh, I agree with this first one.
I just had to pick up one
Blake
right now.
Bortles?
But look at who
Go.
they're playing against. You have to look at their remaining schedule. Okay,
don't
Dude,
ruin
I picked
Matt's
Jacksonville.
moments,
I picked
please.
Jacksonville.
Don't ruin Matt's
I picked
moments.
Jacksonville to go to the Super Bowl. I'm a Bortles believer. Well, really, I just believe if Flacco and Trent Dilfer can win the Super Bowl, Blake Bortles can win the Super Bowl.
That's a good
Trent
point.
Dilfer. I forgot about that guy.
Yep.
Oh, do you ever watch Joe Flacco play football? He also won one.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
ridiculous, right?
I'm on the
Pretty
Bortles
good, yeah.
bandwagon. Oh, that is a really shitty schedule too.
Blake Bortles, huh?
Right. I mean, look. Okay, so they're going to play against the Chargers. Wait. I mean, they're okay.
They're going to beat the Chargers. They're going to beat.
They're going to play
Cleveland.
against
They're gonna-
Cleveland.
But then they're going to lose to Seattle. So in the first week of the playoffs, is that
Yeah.
so this week 10, 11?
Yes, correct.
12,
You are
13.
very correct. So I have they're playing Chargers, Cleveland, Arizona, Indy. Indy.
So hopefully-
those last 3 games can get you into the playoffs. You know what I mean? If you're, should I
And
say
then,
it?
and then
Should I say
hopefully
it?
you have somebody else to play after that point, so you don't have
Yeah,
to go
just-
against Seattle, Houston.
Yeah, just at Seattle. But that Houston. I'm telling you, man. The Houston. I think they're done. The Houston defense is done just because they can't get anything accomplished on the offense.
No, you're right, especially for the passing game, and we'll talk about it during Matt's
Right.
moments.
Exactly.
Josh Gordon back.
Yeah, he is. He is very bad.
I think he's learned his lesson.
I think
Well,
that
after
he's
being
going
off
to
of-
suck not being high or drunk while playing.
Yeah, but I guess.
I guess we'll find out week 11.
Oh, when you put it that way,
He's gonna
Matt,
be like,
I
he's gonna be
guess.
so sad. He's gonna make a catch, and he's like, "Man, this isn't. I'm not high. This is boring." And then he's just gonna
This
not
hurts.
care. Yeah, exactly. When they tackle me, it hurts.
But yeah, so if you need a quarterback to stream, I think the best quarterback that I went out there to find that no one really has. Everybody has speaking of Jared Goff, Carson Wentz,
They're all gone.
All the big time names are gone.
Yeah, I went for Jagoff. I thought that guy was going to be there. And
Yeah, he's not there.
Well, the thing about golf, the problem was a lot of people I think had to go pick up golf when
the waivers.
when Watson went out.
Right.
I think he was one of the few guys that was left that could be decent, as a
Damn it,
consistent guy. So as soon as he got hurt, people picked him up.
It had some shockwaves. That's a good fantasy lesson, right? If you want to be sneaky about, and I don't want to reveal too much here, if you want to be sneaky about fantasy, look at what moves other people would make, and then take the people they're going to take,
Oh, no,
even
doubt,
if you
no
don't
doubt.
need them.
Yes.
And, hence my Chris Ivory Yeldon play this weekend. When I was watching 10 in the morning, I'm feeding my baby, and I was
and
like,
you saw the
Leonard Fournette is acting bad. I'm like, all right, let me just pick up every running back that's ever played for Jacksonville. I got that guy Maurice, the bowling ball guy.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah, just in case. They just gave him a call on Sunday. He was
Just in case he
shopping
comes out
groceries
back
near
out
the
from
stadium.
NFL Network.
Pretty smart.
Yeah.
He was good.
He really was good. But yeah,
That's the only Jacksonville running backs I could think of.
T.J. Yeldon.
Chris Ivory and the Maurice guy.
Dude, the GOAT,
bowling
Fred
ball.
Taylor.
Oh, the Fred Taylor.
Excuse me, yes.
They were like so
Fred
good
Taylor.
in their like second
Good
year of
point.
existence.
Yes. I apologize.
How
Fred
dare-
Taylor,
how
how dare I?
dare you,
That
Pablo?
was an insult
How
to
dare you?
Fred Taylor. I apologize. Fred, I know you're going to hear this. And I like to say,
Hey,
I
no.
apologize.
But we picked his team to go, so we're already
yeah.
calling
We
it.
like your team.
So we're good.
Ignore the Jaguar pick.
But no, okay, so like I said, Bortles is probably the safest bet that would get you 15. He has a pretty good ceiling. He's gotten up to 35 points.
Why is he so wildly inconsistent?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, he's not very good.
But he's a nice guy.
Yeah, that's why he's going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. People like nice guys.
True. Okay, so running backs. There's a guy out there. His name is Booker.
Devontae Booker?
Devontae
Damn,
Booker.
I saw him. Should I get him?
Problem is, he's probably not even that available, especially in good leagues that people pay attention to. Because he's taking
I had
the job from
actually, I had
T.J.
actually
Anderson.
picked him up, but I had to drop him so that way I can pick up because Ertz got pulled from the game, so I had to pick up his backup. So I had
Which
to-
was nice.
which actually turned out pretty well. I mean, I got 11
touchdown.
points on him.
It wasn't as good as my tight end pickup for the week, but it was nice.
Right. I mean,
Who's your tight end pickup for the
That
week?
would be Jared Cook.
Fucking Jared Cook.
Yeah.
I dislike him as a human being for what he did to my fantasy squad.
oh, I dislike him because what did he do? What didn't he play with fucking Green Bay last season
Yeah,
and in the
30-20.
playoffs
Did
against
I
the
play you,
Cowboys?
Matt?
Yep, that's the fucking
Did you
guy.
bet on all the Raiders Dolphins game that had so many implications? I was done by that. I was cooked by that time. But I was like, damn it, T.Y. Hilton and Chris Ivory.
So I'm going to go with Booker because, and this is a little sneaky guy, because he's already outsnapped C.J. Anderson, and he's already outsnapped J.C., which is Jesus Christ to most Kansas City fans. You remember Jamal
I find
Charles?
that offensive.
No, Jamal Charles. Like they used to think like, oh, this guy's like God. He's an amazing.
He
guy.
was really good for a few years there.
He really was. So he's already outsnapped him, and he's already gotten the 8 snaps or 9 snaps that he gets. He averages like 5 to 6 yards a carry. So I mean, he's already looking pretty good. If you're looking for a fucking random, what do you call them, flyers, right?
Yeah.
He can probably get it for you. Another guy, I have Derrick Henry, and I made a little note here that Murray has 99 problems, and his knee is one of them. So he's already
This
gotten.
is why we get paid the big bucks right here.
That's very true.
Coming up with that
Because I came up
content.
with that by myself.
I was impressed.
No one else helped me with that. Thank you, Pablo.
Huh?
The problem with
Sorry, I'm just trying to make fantasy moves based on what you guys are saying.
the problem with Murray is that
Look, Booker's available. Cool.
he seems to play every week. Is he going to miss this week? Because if he misses, I mean,
Who, Murray?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Is he out? Because I haven't seen anything, but
I think he left the game a little bit
Okay.
in the last one
Yeah.
because he had like some knee
because
sprain.
he's
or
been
something
hurt
like that.
all year, and all year I've been playing
His
Derrick
shoulder,
Henry.
his shoulder, his wrist, and all this other shit. So this one seems to be like a little bit more sensitive. So if you want to take a risk, Derrick Henry. I mean, everybody knows that dude can fucking run through brick
he's
walls
good,
and
yeah.
shit, like the Kool-Aid Man. So, I never asked you guys. What do you guys think about these quarterback streaming or running back streaming? Are y'all?
No, if I thought you were talking out of your ass, I would.
You chime in.
I would
Okay,
come
chime
up
in.
with something. Yeah, but
Okay, cool.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
so I mean, we said about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I guess it was after week 6 maybe, so I guess like 3 weeks. We said it's going to get hard to have good free agents. I think one of the things I would do, especially if I was a team which I am, a team that's in a pretty good position right now.
To throw that little fucking...
I'm in first place. Is I think you can actually target some of the guys' backups. So like Kareem Hunt, who what is the guy's name that he took the job from?
Spencer Ware?
Ware. Like, Ware is not a horrible guy to have on your roster in case Kareem Hunt goes down. Because Kareem Hunt...
Spencer Ware got hurt, though.
Who
West
is
you
it?
want.
There we go, West. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Thanks. But guys like that, like go find a team that uses one running back so much, and take their back. I mean, it's that we talked about it last week. Even the hoping for an injury, especially once all the buys are gone and you're going to have extra spots on your bench. Instead of keeping the guy that you're never going to play, that's a borderline play at best. It's almost like take these guys that are high risk. Of course, they may never get more than 4 fantasy points in a week, but take them in case those starters get hurt. I mean, they can be huge guys that come out of nowhere, especially for playoff time.
Right.
Like, I just saw this guy.
The one that I've talked about
just say
a lot
Mario,
is,
don't hide.
Malcolm Brown.
Oh, yes. Yeah, if Gurley goes
that would
down.
be a good stash, yeah.
Exactly. And the dude, John Connor.
Yep.
Same thing.
Dante Foreman, yeah.
And all those guys are...
Come with me if you want to live.
Exactly, yeah. As soon as you're done with buys, those are the guys you want to keep.
Because Pittsburgh's going to go deep into the playoffs.
Well, and it looks like everybody's going to need to fight for
Their right to
their
party.
their playoff spot and the rights party. But they're going to fight for the playoff spot. It doesn't look like anybody's going to run away with it, where those last 3 games are going to just be like...
Not in the leagues that I'm
their
in.
thumbs. Yeah. No, when I'm saying like teams themselves, like no team has a record that's just
you
completely running away with with
except for Philly.
Philly is the only one. But I still think if Zeke stays eligible, Cowboys are going to keep winning too. So if Philly loses a game or two, it's right there as well.
Or if Carson Wentz gets hurt. I mean,
sure. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. And the Eagles.
Nick Foles. Let's pick up some Nick Foles, guys.
Nick Foles.
Let's do it.
But so I think that this is gonna, which is nice. This is gonna be one of the years where Week 16, which kind of hurts a lot of people, especially teams that have won all throughout the year, because their guys are not playing.
Because
I don't know that there's going to be as much
no
of that
teams
this
that
year.
are like 14-2.
Exactly. Yeah. And hopefully we don't. I mean, and again, we still have
Patriots,
some weeks. But
so Patriots somehow at the end of the season will have one less loss than right now.
yeah, exactly. It's a track.
Yeah, the record will somehow be 14-2.
I don't understand that. That's so fucking weird. All right, for a wide receiver to stream, no one ever picks this guy up.
Yeah.
And it's so weird. But
I didn't even look at your paper. I was about to say Robert Woods. Looking at his stats today.
Really? Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, no one picks this guy up. I know it's just his name's not sexy. It's not AJ Green. It's not a Tyreek Hill or anything like that. It's nothing fancy. But he's on the highest scoring fucking team in the league. Well, second highest scoring. They battle between the Rams and the Eagles. This guy gets the most
targets, right? Like a lot of targets,
receptions, and yards on this high octane scoring team. So why is this guy still out there? It blows my mind.
And he doesn't. Yeah, and he never gets the number 1 cornerback. They always put him on Sammy Watkins. So
yeah,
he's always got a good.
Or
matchup.
they're like, oh, look at that Cooper Kupp. I've heard his name. His name just sounds cool. Let me guard him.
They think he's Wes Welker. That's why
right.
they got him. Yeah.
Okay, so and then they just leave this dude that has those glue. Have you ever seen Little Giants? That little guy that has the glue on his hands.
Hot hands.
Yeah, hot hands. He has the hot hands.
Yeah.
He's a badass. And he took that fucking 33-yard. They were 3rd and 33, I think is what it was.
Yeah,
and they ran a screen to him, and he ran it for 50 yards for a touchdown. I mean, this guy's got speed. He's got.
I think they won somebody $1 million.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think he was on the Millionaire Maker winning team.
Oh.
One thing we can do going forward is we can go over the Millie Maker lineup. I think, or the winning Millie Maker lineup. I think that'd be cool.
Oh, to see what they did.
Just say like these were the guys that won it all.
Well, we could do that
and
for Mario. Can you pull that up before we do our who versus who?
And it is crazy because you'll see it's like it'll be some random off the wall person that is the one that won. A couple of the receivers that I had looked up were Marquise Lee, especially if you're a believer like Mario. And Blake Bortles.
Yeah, he's been tearing up the last 3 weeks.
And they have great matchups going forward for him. He's really good. And Marquise Goodwin, I think with Pierre Garçon being out, especially, what's his name's going to be the backup this coming week. He's only going to play with injury, but he is going to be the only active backup. So I think if he were to start playing Garoppolo, if he were to start playing, I think Goodwin could be a really good,
because
good play.
He's fast as shit.
Exactly.
So he'll air it out. He'll be able to catch him.
But again, these and we're talking about for the most part long shots. It's hard to find somebody right now that's going to be a
this
consistent.
is more. I think this is more for like. Do you think these guys would be available in deeper leagues, like in 12?
So, 14? I mean, Marquise Lee probably not. Goodwin possibly. I mean, every league's going to have some guys out there that nobody picks up. It's just the way it works.
Just because they're on shitty teams.
I'll pick them up.
That's true.
I believe in you guys.
You will pick them up.
I'll pick them up, drop them, pick them up, drop them. Put some other people on my team.
Well, no, but just so you can bump
course.
up their ads, But you know what that will do. Like if I'm
It's
an
like
NFL
likes
player,
on Instagram.
if I'm
Give
an
them
NFL
hearts.
player,
Pick them up,
and
guys.
if I'm playing, most of the guys play fantasy football on football, right?
Probably, hopefully, just for fun.
No, they play reality football.
Well, no. What I'm saying is that they keep up with that, or their friends or family, whatever keeps up
Wouldn't
with
you?
it. Exactly. And so if you see
full of me's.
If you see your name up there and you keep seeing a bunch of ads, you'll be like, holy shit, man. I mean, especially for guys that aren't like Gronkowski or fucking Dak or Zeke.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Malcolm Brown, who 5 years ago was a senior at Steele High School. And,
right, exactly. So if knowing that you're this high profile, even if it's just
You went
for
to your
a
high
week,
school?
No. He
in
went
San
and it's right outside of San Antonio.
Can we get him on the show? Hey, Malcolm Brown, we'd like to have you as a guest.
well,
Maybe in the off season we could probably. I'll really try.
I'm sure we could do that.
I'll put a feeler out to Vincent for after the season's over, like a recap thing.
That would be
he might
fucking
come
awesome.
on.
I think he would.
He's one of the nicest kids I ever was privileged to coach. Although I coached him in basketball for about 3 weeks before he decided
to go pro in the NBA.
To go pretty much like
before he got drafted by the Bulls.
Before he was like, no, I don't want to get injured playing basketball when I'm going to be a D1, defensive tackle.
A badass.
He was
smart
he was
move.
like a 3-point shooter.
Did he tell you that, or did his agent?
Yeah.
Drew Rosenhaus is at your school, like, hey, listen.
He didn't need an agent. His dad was an agent from like the 9th grade. His dad was like, nobody mess with this kid. His dad was
he like the Lamar Ball? Or his fucking
but not a dickhead about it. Yeah, it was like.
Speaking of,
that's a good story we got to talk about.
Okay, that's garbage.
Okay, yeah,
super
that's
garbage.
garbage time.
Garbage time.
Make that note, please. Okay,
balls in trouble.
And then our tight end we got is Croft from Cincinnati.
Yeah,
I like that. I also like for people that maybe haven't been paying too much attention unless they've listened to Alex, is Charles Clay is coming back.
Charles Clay, former Dolphin, great. And,
I like
far
that.
as Croft,
I like that kid.
His sister Laura has done great work. So I think that Croft now is going to really excel.
And
just
Angelina
because of all
played
the
her.
groundwork. Yeah. So
Angelina played in her movie. Here, you'll probably need one of these.
Okay. Let the record note he's handing me a beer opener.
That's true.
It's not quarter.
Man, that is such a beautiful sound.
It is, yeah.
I love it. Mm-hmm. Okay, so and then I know this is a streamer thing, and you're not really. If you need a tight end, if you're hurting for a score, yes.
I almost used it a second ago, but I'm like, no, Alex will use it. I know he will.
If you're hurting for a score, and seriously, this Kittle guy gets a lot of action. He gets a lot of targets thrown his way. That dude is out. Kittle is going to be out, and the second backup to Kittle, they just put him on IR. So now Brent Selleck? Brent Selleck, the old. He's not old.
Oh, Tom's son.
Yeah, Tom Selleck, the guy with the mustache.
Yes.
His son plays with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's like third string tight end. He used to be pretty decent with the Eagles. Now his little younger brother plays with San Francisco, and he's going to be taking all those snaps. So if you're looking for
tiny Selleck
for San Francisco,
he plays.
It's
for San
actually
Francisco.
a different Selleck.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, his name
Selleck.
is Garrett Selleck. I've never heard of him before, but yeah, he's one of the highest added guys. Is he related to him? Oh, you said that?
Yeah.
I thought you said it was Brent Selleck.
No, I said Brent Selleck's brother.
Oh, gotcha.
How old is
Garrett Selleck?
Austin Hooper?
Pretty high.
About Tree-Fiddy.
Tree-Fiddy.
That's
Pablo.
I mean, he's 65%, so a third of leagues he's available.
Yeah, he's got a good matchup this week.
He's just good.
Hooper, streaming with that guys on my team. You're hanging with Mr. Hooper?
Nah, that was before my time, man.
No, it wasn't, dude. It was on TGIF.
Okay, that was before I was a loser.
Before I
Now,
sucked.
if it came out, I'd probably watch it. I'm a loser now. But
Streaming with Mr. Hooper.
All right. Now on to my defenses. Like I said earlier, I just said stay away from Houston. Do you agree, Mario?
Yeah.
Right, because they got Tom Savage under center, which means
So
that they're not
bad.
going to get anything going.
all
Until-
defensive players
until
take a
garbage.
dip, except
Until
for
garbage.
Hopkins because he's they're actually their most talented
He
player.
got 16 targets.
Yeah,
this
he's
past game.
and Will Fuller is
Yeah, I dropped Will Fuller.
pretty much gone for the most part. Same thing. You can do the same thing with the Packers though. Packers, any Packer you can drop.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
talking about you
That's-
can drop Jordy. Honestly,
I went away with Jordy.
But you know what? Next week they're gonna Jacoby Brissett it, and Hundley will have a game. You'd be like, oh, maybe.
yeah, maybe.
You know,
But are you willing to
then
take
they
that
won't.
risk? Some people are.
No,
yes.
T.Y. Hilton. I got all those points last week for the entire year.
Yeah, pretty much. you can pretty much cut
No,
it.
he-
One week,
he
I
jumped
had
from
faith.
60.
Like, he's from my alma mater. I root for him. He's like one of the few NFL players that come from FIU. Like, that's my boy. I put him on my team, ride or die. And the first week in the history I've ever had him, I benched him, and he rewards me.
You benched it. You last week on the pod. You talked about you're going to play.
I know, and he against me, he played. If he would have put him over either of his starting two receivers, he would have beat me like 3 points.
Oh, I thought.
Well, no one's going to put him over.
I don't
AJ
remember
Green.
what I say. And
No,
I should follow
but-
my own advice.
It
if
would
I had
be
only
so,
listened to the
Because I
podcast.
agreed with you.
Why don't you
I
listen?
agree with you.
Did
If
tell
you would have
anybody
done it
else to
over,
listen?
if you would have done it over Jarvis Landry, you wouldn't have beat me, which was your flex play. I can't remember who your second receiver was though.
Oh, it was
It was somebody-
Leaping Lanny Pavo. I don't know.
If somebody, you wouldn't have done it over AJ Green.
Aguilar.
like we said. It
Oh,
was Aguilar.
yes.
But see, you like Aguilar
You
and,
like
and
him
the,
too.
and the combination with Wentz.
You like
So,
his MVP thing.
I would have gone him over AJ Green.
who?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for the week.
Yeah.
Oh, just because, like I said, they're playing Houston. So
This segment is called Hindsight, brought to you by Heinz Ketchup. Hindsight. The stuff I should have done.
that is hindsight.
This is the section where we just make fun of Pablo.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Man, Pablo, your Dolphins suck, and
So,
you made these horrible.
you know what? Houston is owned by like
That's called garbage time.
By like
Oh, that's right.
97% of the leagues. Like,
Defense?
Yeah.
Oh, they're one of the defense where people pick them up and just play them all year and not realizing that the rest of the year they're gonna get like 6 points a game.
I don't even think that, dude. I think they'll probably get like 3 or 4 points.
I hate it.
I really think. For the way I put this together this time is that I looked at these teams' games through these last 6 games. Most fantasy football leagues, their Super Bowl ends on week 16. Some go to week 17, which is fucking weird. But in any case, I just listed the last 7 games, including week 10.
Right.
I picked Cincinnati. Their schedule is Tennessee, Denver, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Minnesota, and Detroit. Now, the only teams, I guess the only ones to look out for are the Pitt and Minnesota, and maybe Detroit, but I don't even think Detroit, just because they just got lucky. They're playing a team that just was flushed. I mean, they're on the fucking field all day. You know what I mean? The home game. So the game against Green Bay is not a tell for how good Detroit is. That's just they just kept having the ball 60. What how much was like 70% of the time? Doesn't matter. So Cincinnati is a team that you might want to look at, like to hold on to. Detroit is the next one. They play Cleveland, Chicago, Minnesota, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Chicago,
Damn,
and
they have a
Cincinnati.
favorable schedule.
I think that
Matt Stafford's going to shred these people. If they could get some semblance of a running game, I think that guy's being so wasted.
I don't know why they don't use them that much.
It's because Abdullah fumbles too much. He is such a good running back.
Well, don't
but
they
he
know who
freaking
Theo
fumbles.
Riddick is?
Yeah, but Abdullah actually like hits the holes and he's quick and I mean he does everything you want as a starting running back to do except he fumbles a lot. Like he would have had a really good game on yesterday, but I think he had 2 fumbles that they lost.
Did he? Well, I didn't watch the game.
Yeah, so I mean he's talented. He just if
Yeah,
if
you remember
he
the other day we were watching and I was like, oh shit, who's the
I know, and we're like,
who was
that's
that
Theo Riddick,
Juke?
right? And they're like, no, that's Abdullah. I'm like, damn, he's fast.
That dude's fucking good. But no, Detroit defense has a very favorable schedule, like from here on out through the playoffs. Like it'll get you through the playoffs. I mean, if you look at the last 3 games when you're in the actual playoffs, Tampa Bay, Chicago, and Cincinnati, dude. I mean, that's fucking gold.
Man,
right there.
man, Detroit could run the table, huh?
I don't know. You got Matt Stafford at quarterback, so I don't think so.
He's good, man.
You're right. Minnesota, Baltimore are going to be tough, but they could really win the other 5 games
I
pretty
don't think
easily.
Baltimore would be tough.
Yeah, I don't think
Baltimore's gonna be
I
tough.
don't think Baltimore.
Joe Flacco still thinks he's at the Dolphin game.
I'm serious. Like the only
He's waiting for his check.
The only game is Minnesota. Check, please. The only game is Minnesota that you got to really worry about. But I mean, you can stream another. Maybe you can stream Cincinnati at the same
guys,
time.
4 weeks from now, we're putting that game on the pick'em, so I can pick Detroit, and all y'all can pick Baltimore. I mean, I'm opposite. I can pick
I was
Baltimore.
like,
and all y'all can
I'm not picking
Detroit.
Baltimore.
I'll take Baltimore. Is it? I wonder if that's at Baltimore.
Real quick.
Then I'll definitely pick
That
them.
I don't know.
Do you think that Joe Flacco cheated on the concussion test? He held up a number 1 even before they asked him how many fingers he's holding up.
What if
He knew
somebody
the-
is so
when he
con-
got hit in the head, he already held up the first answer to the test.
Yeah, 1.
How many fingers am I holding up?
You know what's so funny?
What a
Maybe
cheater,
maybe
huh?
he could
Yeah.
tell the future after that hit. You know?
What if,
knock
what if
something
he
out.
was so concussed that his answers were like so bad they were actually good?
No,
Like got
no,
past
I see what you're saying now. It
Yeah.
just advanced him. He has like an 8th sense.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Or maybe he got knocked into the future, which is fucking crazy. That'd be great. You want to do the next one, Pablo? The next streaming defense?
Okay, what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, you're right, Green Bay.
We're Green Bay, and then we're saying if their defense is going to do anything. Hold on.
I'm telling you, these are
Okay, we can. This is a real quick segment, guys. Green Bay's defense going to do anything against any one of these people? Nope. Not as long as Brett Hundley's at the helm.
That's true.
So,
That is true.
I got 10.
You got an easy
I got
one there.
10 fantastic points from them for I don't know what. Like I guess like it's like getting your name right on the SAT. You know how you got like 1,000 points for that already?
Yeah.
Right. That's just your defense showing up. You get 10 points. Somehow
Yeah,
they
that's
miraculously
true.
kept
Let
those
me-
10
let me
points.
scratch that out.
Yeah.
Good
Green
point,
Bay,
Pablo. Yeah,
don't
let's-
pick 'em.
Yeah, let's take them out.
I look down to Chicago too, and I don't.
You don't
I
like
don't,
them either?
I don't see it with 2 games against Detroit and a game against Philly. I think all 3 of those are. I mean, now the Cincinnati and Cleveland, San Francisco, Cincinnati,
I
Cleveland.
like the Cleveland game at the end, like for your
Yeah,
Super
but
Bowl.
my thing is, I could see picking them up for that game for somebody that streams. but
Picking Chicago
against
at-
Detroit, in the semifinals doesn't seem like the greatest tactic to me.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, fine. Well, fuck those guys. So the next one would be Tennessee, the only other one. I know. I think I pretty much say stream Tennessee like every other week because they seem to like do pretty well. I mean, they're not gonna win you the game, but they also, like we say,
Not
they
gonna
won't
lose.
they won't lose you the game.
Well, because of their offense, yeah, they try and control the clock a lot. so.
Exactly. So they'll at least get you 10 to 11 points at the most. You know what I mean? Oh, I think one time, what did they get? Like 20 points? That's not...
One time at band camp.
Yeah, one time at band camp, which is not
Got you
very...
20 points.
They're not very consistent. But, like I said, this is... If you want to... If
But
you just
when
need those 10 points or you don't want to lose anything else, I would stream Tennessee.
Well,
because,
yeah, especially in that section there where they go Brissett, Savage, Drew Stanton, bit hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
They'll take you. They can take you to
the
the
Mount
championship game, man.
Rushmore of
And
mediocrity.
And then honestly, at that point, the Rams may be one of the few teams who could be kind of locked into their spot if they keep playing well. They really could be. So that could be one of the. I mean, that really could be a really good one if the Rams don't care at that point, and you have. That would be your championship team.
because at that point they're just like
Week 16, they could be. They could be a game or 2 behind Philly where they can't catch Philly. A game or 2 ahead of.
and they're stuck in that second spot,
spot,
and they're just like,
yeah.
whatever.
mean,
Let's rest, Gurley.
All right,
Let's
all right,
rest.
all right. Matt's Moments is next. I'm excited.
All right,
pretty
let's
good.
do it. Okay, so what was again? We're gonna stream Cincinnati, Detroit, and Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee good.
All right, now on to Matt's moment. Wait for the music. I'm just gonna post. I'm gonna throw it in post production.
Matt's moment.
Oh, we switched it up. It's like a Batman.
Moment.
Mission Impossible earlier.
I thought he was having a stroke for a second. I thought he got stuck on that first key.
Well,
and he was like,
I was gonna say I was gonna play it because I had cut out the piece where you just played the thing and you did the thing. I was just gonna put it in
I
post
think
production.
every week we got a new one. And
Yeah.
well, if,
Oh, you know what?
if
Oh,
Pablo's not here, then we'll have to put something.
Yeah, we'll
in.
have to improvise.
The rest of us aren't that musically creative. Well, you are.
Well, not off the cuff like
Yeah.
that. Not like I'm not like
Impressed.
you're like a if we were like running into each other like on a busted beat off.
Wait, what?
You know what I mean?
What's that now?
You know how they say to walk
He
off.
wants people to
It
jack
sounds like
off.
it sounds like a jack off challenge. You and I were to run into each other and then just all of a sudden beat off.
No, nothing.
Where were you going with this?
You know, like whenever they go, When there's like those hip hop.
Hey man, so it's been fun. Guys,
Well, you forgot about the beat off challenge. Where are you going?
The best part.
Well, I was thinking about like
that's Matt's moment.
I was talking about like whenever they have like a
Brought to you by Dre's Beats Off.
Oh man, I can't even fucking get it out, man.
Okay, so
like when B-Rab goes against whatever his name is, when they go like head to head. That's all. That's another gross little thing. Head to head.
All right, Matt's here we go. All right, so today I put together the second part of this is much more entertaining than the first part, but I went and found the remaining strength of schedule for teams, and so I went for the teams that had the top five for quarterbacks, the top five for running backs, top five for receivers, and then the bottom five for those three categories on the teams that they're playing. The rest of the teams that they're playing and the average amount of points that they give up to that position. So surprisingly for quarterback, the best remaining schedule for quarterbacks is actually Oakland, which is awesome for me because I had to keep Derek Carr with the whole injury to Deshaun Watson. Yeah, I did. The Giants and the Bills are 2 and 3. The Giants, who cares really? Although I've heard a couple people on podcasts say that they're going to ride Eli Manning for the next few weeks. And he really does have some great matchups coming up. The Buffalo Bills.
But for what? They're going to fuck up their...
My prediction, Eli Manning will make a face.
Yeah.
He probably will make a face.
Or do that like weird elbow, like the shoulder shrug. Have you ever seen him do that? Like whenever he gets nervous or throws a pick or something, he does that weird fucking shoulder.
Yeah, and then he has his stupid face.
It's like, oh man, that throw would have been good if it wasn't for this tight shoulder.
Yeah. And it's on his left shoulder. It's not even on his right shoulder.
If I would have rotated better,
Yeah.
that throw wouldn't have sucked.
I'm going to keep breathing through my mouth.
I'm going to make this face.
The third best is the Bills, which is good for Tyrod. The fourth is the Broncos, and the fifth is the Dolphins. So people that do stream quarterbacks every week and are still going off that, there's people that are going to end up losing to freaking Simeon and Cutler in upcoming
Simeon's
weeks.
not the starter anymore.
That's true.
It's Wheeler.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. The Bills, aren't they 5 and something every year?
Oh yeah, and then they
every single year. It's like, oh man, their defense, their
then
team,
they got all fucked up last Thursday.
they're the Bills. Oh, they lose the last 5 in a row.
Yeah, they do.
And they can't even blame Rex Ryan, or maybe they can. Maybe they will.
Now, the worst doesn't really hurt anybody. The worst 5 remaining schedules for quarterbacks are the Colts. Doesn't hurt anybody. The Browns doesn't hurt anybody. The Texans doesn't really hurt anybody except for the receivers. The Packers and the Lions,
people of Houston,
which is shitty for Matt Stafford. The remaining schedule. Running backs, we have the best remaining strength of schedule is for the Texans, meaning they have the easiest strength of schedule the rest of the season. We got the Texans, then the Bills. So there's a really good chance the Bills actually
So you're
make
talking
the playoffs.
about running backs?
Yeah, so these are running back strength of schedule.
so
So Shady's in good spot, and we'll talk about him again
Yeah,
in a
but
second.
even with the Texans, like Lamar,
Thanks, Shady, for that solid performance
I don't
this
even
week.
want to pick Lamar Miller.
Yeah, definitely not for Daly. The Titans, the Broncos, and the Eagles also, which for the Eagles could be kind of interesting with Jay Ajayi getting more and more reps.
Yeah.
Worst 5, which scares the shit out of me, is the worst remaining strength of schedule for the running back is the Rams, which scares me because I have a lot of Todd Gurley. Then we have the Bengals, which their running backs suck anyways. The Redskins, same. 49ers, Carlos Hyde is going to be hurting. And then the Packers. So people that are high on Aaron Jones might be hurting. And then the wide receiver position, the best remaining strength of schedule, meaning the easiest for them, is the Bills. Obviously in Oakland. The Dolphins, so the Devontae Parker and his boy Landry. Yeah. They got some
that was awesome.
receivers.
The knee got down first.
I think we could talk about the Dolphins later. The Giants and the Jags. The worst 5 are the Colts, and then this one was interesting.
Well, the Colts have the worst every time.
Yeah. The second hardest strength of schedule remaining for receivers is the Patriots, which I thought was pretty interesting. And then we got the Texans, the Browns, and the Saints. Again, the Saints is another one. But so then I went even deeper into it. And I found some guys, and I know we're early, but might as well get into it now, and we can always change things as it goes. I found some guys that are going to be playoff studs and some playoff duds. Meaning they got some really tough matchups in the playoffs or some really favorable matchups. So at quarterback, the best schedule for a playoff quarterback, meaning weeks 14, 15, and 16, is Marcus Mariota. Which is kind of interesting because he could end up being a free agent for a team that really needs a spot, and they're starting somebody else. He plays Arizona, San Francisco, and the Rams. Now, the Rams' pass defense is good. They're the 27th, the way they did this, the 27th easiest, so the 5th hardest. But they play Arizona and San Francisco, which are the 5th easiest and the 3rd easiest. We have Tyrod, which we already kind of talked about. They play Indy, Miami, and New England. New England has the worst pass defense against quarterbacks, which
Still?
isn't too surprising. Yeah, still. I think, of course, that might change as it goes, but for now, we got to go with it. And this I thought was kind of cool. If you're going to get a bye in the first round of the playoffs, Big Ben is one of the better quarterbacks to have because they play Baltimore in Week 14, which is a horrible matchup for quarterbacks. They're the 31st best defense against. The second toughest.
Someone who's in the first or second.
Yeah, so if you're not going to have to play that first round, Big Ben's great because then they play New England and Houston, who against the pass are not good.
Dude, they play New England.
Yeah.
Houston on the 16th game, your Super Bowl.
At running back, our studs coming up would be LaShawn McCoy. They play against Indianapolis, who are the 3rd easiest defense against the run. They do play Miami, which would be the semifinals of the fantasy league. Who are the 23rd ranked defense, meaning what would that be, like the 8th best? But then they play New England in the championship week. Kareem Hunt, for those of y'all that are waiting for him to break it out again, in weeks 14 and 15, he plays Oakland and the Chargers, who are both very bad against the run.
So who's their Super Bowl?
Unfortunately, they play Miami in the Super Bowl, and they're the 8th best against the run, so that would be hard. And then I found a bye for a running back.
Anyway. Would
be Christian McCaffrey. The first week of the playoffs, which sucks for you, Alex, because most likely you're not going to have a bye. The first week they played the Vikings, who are the best against the run.
But PPR runners, because they don't.
This is based off of our standings in our league, so half point.
Okay.
Does anyone have a half point PPR?
Yeah. Huh. But then Green Bay and Tampa Bay are the semifinals and championships, and they're the 4th worst and the 5th worst against the run in the league.
So if there's any way,
if you get to the semifinals, man, McCaffrey could probably go off.
If I just get to the playoffs, I'm gonna be excited.
Wide receiver, we have both of the Oakland receivers. They play KC, Dallas, and Philly. The worst defense against the pass. Against receivers. The 8th worst, which is Dallas, and the 14th worst. And then if you have a bye, which hopefully I will, Antonio Brown plays Baltimore in the first round of the playoffs, which would be a horrible matchup. But then they play New England and Houston, which would be great. So this is the whole Big Ben connection as well.
Right.
And then for tight ends, Mario will like this first one. We have Hunter Henry.
Yay.
Hunter Henry. They play Washington, KC, and the Jets, who are all bad against tight ends, especially KC. They're just progressively getting worse because they don't have Eric Berry. And then everybody will like this that like tight ends is Mr. Ertz. He doesn't have the greatest, but they're in the middle for 2 of them. They play the Rams, who are 16th, the Giants, who are the worst against tight ends, and then against Oakland. So those are some studs. And then I don't have quite as many duds, but these are guys that what I found most interesting about these guys that could be playoff duds is, for the most part, these are guys that are going to they're going to carry your team to the playoffs, but then you're going to get to the playoffs, and it happens every year, and these guys are going to score nothing.
Be like, well, now what? You're like, well, we got you here, so you fucking figure it out.
The first one is Tom Brady. He plays the 12th hardest defense, the 3rd hardest defense, and then the 2nd hardest defense in the Miami, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. Those are the 3 you play. Yeah, those are not going to be fun matchups for him in the playoffs for fantasy. And then you have Mr. Russell Wilson. So these are good. Seriously, these are two quarterbacks that were taken really high. They haven't had injuries. They've played the whole year. They're going to carry teams to the playoffs. And Russell Wilson plays Jacksonville, who is the toughest passing defense. The Rams, who are the 5th toughest. And if you do get through them, you play Dallas, who's right in the middle of the pack.
Right.
The 2 for running back are Fournette and Gurley. So again, these are 2 teams. I bet you the top 2 teams in every league have one of these 2 running backs. You either have Fournette or you have Gurley. Gurley plays against the Eagles and the Seahawks and Tennessee. Those are 3 playoff weeks, which just I'm so sad. It is.
That's terrible for Gurley.
It's terrible for
Well,
Gurley.
for people.
Fournette, it's Seattle and Houston, which is terrible. But if you somehow squeak into the championship, they play against San Francisco, which is the worst team against running backs. I thought that was kind of interesting.
That's good.
Yeah, so it gets the championship with Fournette.
They'll run through fucking Houston.
You would think so, especially at that point. Houston probably has nothing to play for. And
Or play for a I don't know, backup or something.
receivers, we have Hopkins, which plays against the 49ers, but then they play Jacksonville and Pittsburgh, whose passing defense has been, or receiving defense has been great. Brandon Cooks, who plays Miami, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo. And then T.Y. Hilton, who plays Buffalo, Denver, and Baltimore.
I'm sorry, Ty. I'll always start you.
Yeah, T.Y. is going to probably be on a little downhill slope from there.
His little T.Y. ghost is like standing right behind you the entire time.
But it's going to be really
Should've
interesting.
drafted me.
I'm going to actually keep this list of people, so that way, you know, like in week 12 or even 13 to see like how much this has changed.
You could amend it a little bit.
The problem is, looking at this last week would have been better, and maybe try to make a trade for Shady.
Well, one of the
if you
trade
have somebody.
deadlines are next week. Right?
Oh, that's not done for. It's just I thought it matched up with the actual NFL trade deadline. So like we could still make trades on ours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they're through week 11 or 12, something like that.
Now you'd have to be kind of ballsy to do it, but you could trade Gurley for like Shady, especially if you're in the playoff hunt, because Shady has seriously the
easiest.
Especially if you're going to get a bye, and then you go against New England. Oh man, that'd be nice.
I mean, if I only had one of those players.
Yeah, if you had either of them.
I think I have one.
You have a player.
You have a player, yeah.
I have a Shady.
So
Do I?
So do any of y'all look forward to make trades? Do y'all look like right now? How many of y'all are looking towards the playoffs for trades?
I've made the only 2 trades in our league.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking.
Oh no, I
to
guess I don't
trade.
have one of those guys.
I'm always looking to trade. I mean, just because your first what you draft at the beginning, you're kind of get a feel for it. It's not fucking really working, and obviously my schedule. I mean, my record was showing that whatever I had at the beginning was not working. So what I gotta do is I gotta fucking drop players, trade players to make it work. And so far, it's worked out a little bit. I don't want to get ahead of myself, so before I jinx it. So Pablo, do you want to do our next segment? Song?
Sure.
Who versus who?
Who's versus who?
Who versus who?
No, it's just it. It's just one.
No, that was it.
Oh, sweet.
Man, I'm not sure.
It's what I was just like. Yeah. You got to mix it up,
I want some Whataburger.
That was a screen pass.
Sponsored by.
Sponsored by Whataburger. Strawberry chicken biscuits. If you're hungry in the morning, have a hankering for some biscuits, my recommendation is Whataburger strawberry jalapeno chicken biscuits. Got the right amount of spice, at the same time that smooth, buttery crisp you look for in a biscuit. Whataburger, when you're looking for biscuits.
I'm telling you. So I'm sure you've seen the movies Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yes.
You're like that guy, but instead of doing the piano, you just come up with the little jingle.
Oh, he made dark and ominous.
And
when it comes to Van Helsing, I was slain.
that movie is very funny.
All right, so this week on Who versus Who, I'm going to start off.
Who versus who? See, it just come at any point when you
Can't
make
force it. Yeah.
When you make a real good point, you may just hear a who versus who.
Oh, it's like a thunts, but this time it's like a. Yeah,
It's like a lightning round.
I'm going to do Goff. Who would you rather pick? Okay,
Who versus who?
Goff versus Houston. Goff is $6,700 versus Dak at Atlanta for $7,300.
We're starting with Mario. Mario going first.
Mario's going first.
Mario. I think I'd take Dak. Houston's probably an easier matchup, but that Falcons game is probably going to be a lot higher scoring, so Dak's going to have to throw the ball more. I think Goff, if they get up on Houston, they might just run out the clock on him. That's what I would be worried about. So if I was picking for who could score the most points, I'd take Dak.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we did this last week, right?
Right. There's beer in the fridge. You want to go
How
get
did it end up?
Just bring
I'll go to this. My turn.
How did this end up? Do we have results of who we picked?
We went with. Well, I didn't write down who. I think we all went for Alex Smith. Because, right? I think that's what I did.
I don't know.
All right.
We don't really keep track of it very well for the Who versus
This is good. We should have this on the paper that we have for next week. Your who versus who. Who was full of shit. Who knows what the hell they're talking about?
Yeah, no.
I mean, I can already tell you.
Yeah, I know.
But
So who are you going with? Are you going to go with Goff or Dak?
all right, so you know what? I'm going to tell you something. Atlanta's going to turn up the heat,
You think so?
right? Yeah.
Hot Atlanta?
It's going to get like Freaknik
It's gonna be
style in
Hotlanta style?
Atlanta, right?
All right.
Last week, I do remember one of like 3 things I said. I said Julio's going to be Julio, Matt Ryan's going to be Matt Ryan. They had a good week, right?
No, it was very shitty.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. Matt Ryan did actually turn it up a little bit.
Yeah, and Julio had a
dropped
good game, but dropped a 40-yard
two
touchdown.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
two
yeah.
touchdowns.
Yeah, though that long one, it just... I get it. Sometimes you drop shit.
It's like
Like, you ever drop something?
never in my life.
Hey,
So-
one time
someone-
I had a box of donuts and had a coffee on top of it.
I'm going
And
to
I was-
reenact that.
And I was opening up a fence, and when I was opening the door to the fence, the coffee spilled, flipped in the air. I had one, you know, when you're holding like a dozen donuts, it's really kind of flimsy, and I had the coffee on top of that. It was a bad choice to begin with.
Yeah,
the
it sounds
coffee
horrible.
flipped. I pulled back the 12 pack of donuts. With my left hand, I reached out and I grabbed the coffee in midair. At that moment, I felt like Julio Jones in his prime, because there was nobody who was going to make a better snag. Than
No
that.
way. That's impressive.
But I have dropped stuff too. So I feel you, Julio. You almost had the great fantasy performance, but it slipped through your fingers.
That everybody's
This
fucking
week,
waiting for.
Julio Jones, you're going to tear it up. Matt Ryan's going to tear it up. Atlanta defense is going to come out of nowhere. The dome's going to be rocking. The Mercedes sign's going to turn, and it's going to be beautiful.
So who are you going to pick, Dak or Goff?
I pick Goff. Goff is the future.
Yeah.
So I think maybe deep down I am a Cowboys fan, because I always pick against the Cowboys and then they do well. It's just kind of the way it
keep
works.
doing that.
So I'm going to go with Goff.
And actually, in DraftKings, I'm actually...
I was really expecting this to take a turn for you. Going, you know what? This time I'm going to give it to Dak, and the fact that he's awesome always. And Goff. Goff has shown a flash one game.
The only reason I could see Dak not having a huge game is because if Dallas's defense plays well and holds the Falcons to not a lot of points, I think it could be more of a time killer type game. But I'm gonna go with Goff and hope Goff does another 4 touchdown. Game.
I'm gonna go with Goff.
Where were we? What were we talking about?
Well,
I
now
think Mario's up.
Are we still on who versus who?
Yeah, we're on who
Mario-
versus who,
yeah,
and then
Mario.
and then what we discovered during the break is that Dr. Mario, Mr. Doctor, all of his who versus who's, they're the right ones. So we'll go like basically it's who versus who, Mario.
Mario?
Yeah,
Mario.
like it's like
Never
we're,
had any of them before.
No,
it's like we're asking him the question like who versus who, Mario.
I had a good week last week. I missed some weeks, but last week was pretty good, I guess.
You're talking about football or
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Mario's going.
How's your
Dak.
lacrosse fantasy team doing, by the way?
Not too bad. I got Syracuse. They're pretty good.
I go with John Hopkins. That's usually my go-to.
All right. So on to the next one. Mario, you want to do the next one?
Yeah, we got Matthew Stafford versus Cleveland and Russell Wilson versus Arizona.
Go ahead, Pablo.
Oh, man, it's my turn. That's a hard one. Why can't you give me, like, Kaiser versus Brady?
And Stafford, $6,800 and
All right.
Wilson, $7,400.
Okay.
Hundy,
So,
Hundos.
$7,400. About a deuce, 2.5. Not bad.
Wilson's on fire right now. He's
I
in
don't
that...
know, man. Was he on fire last week? I think he literally was on fire.
Oh, wait,
That why-
he sucked, right?
He didn't suck. There's more to it than that. Apparently the wind in that
Did
game
someone
was
curse
something
him?
ridiculous. Like right before the game,
Yeah.
there was actually someone who
Okay.
talks about the weather, so you couldn't throw deep balls.
He still had 26.
Exactly.
26 points,
Oh, did he?
So he still did well, but that was with like you're not being able to do those crazy 45-yard passes downfield.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so with that
Plus,
news...
Wilson is inspired by Sierra. And if you've ever seen that video where Sierra just like grinds her body against stuff for like 5 minutes, you too would be inspired to be great.
He also does a very good impression of Pete Carroll. He does that thing.
Pete Carroll's like 37, right?
Times 4.
He looks like he's 30. I feel like he looks younger than me.
Pete Carroll?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know. Like
I think we're thinking of...
he's
I
like
think you're
young
thinking
at
of
heart.
Carroll Pete or something.
No,
that's a
other
different...
person for the way.
That's a different Pete Carroll.
I know he's like 90, but I feel like his energy is that of a 25-year-old.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, his
Pete
energy
Carroll.
is like, good job, Pablo.
All right. So
Good job taking that shit so quickly.
okay,
Usually
Russell
you take 13
Wilson.
minutes.
Russell Wilson has Sierra and Pete Carroll, and Richard Sherman, who leads a WWF crew called the NWO or whatever, Legion of Boom, right? So
New World Order,
you
son.
got all that going for you, and it's only worth like what 600 more.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Stafford, who is like most associated with an infection, and
It really is.
and
Wash your hands.
and
Wash your hands.
Detroit. I'm sure nobody listens to this podcast in Detroit because you got your own problems, right? So
99 of them. Oh,
99 of
Murray's.
them are Detroit, and then
It's
whatever
the,
your
it's
one
the,
is.
It's the economic system there.
Okay,
That's one of the
right. Plus, you got no running game, and I know you have the same no running game as Seattle, but somehow
They always pull it out. It's because you have the better quarterback.
Seattle's just like.
How much is Russell
The
Wilson still
Patriots
getting
of the
paid? Is he
West.
still getting paid like $600?
Is that a fair assessment?
Right?
No,
Yeah.
they haven't won as many championships. But the Patriots of the West, Seattle finds a way to win. They find a way to be good always.
It's good
They
coaching.
make good moves.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right,
I like
Right.
that.
You gonna make a picture?
trademark that.
Patriots of the West.
Yeah. I picked Wilson like 5 minutes ago.
Just I'm actually picking this really based off, so I don't have too many of the same picks as Pablo. I'm going with Stafford.
And that's mainly just because Pablo picked him.
Hey, that's a good reason.
Right.
I'll tell you right now.
Saying like,
I don't know if what I say makes sense.
if you've made like four of the
He
same,
comes out.
if you've made four of the same picks as me, please switch your fifth pick because it's not going to be right.
All right, I'm going to go. I too will go with Wilson because I felt inspired by not only Wilson's play, but by Pablo's words.
Pablo pretty much makes me want to change my mind about everything.
Yeah.
I actually know what a bandwagoner is now because of last episode.
I listened to it again today.
Just didn't really know what it was.
I listened to our own podcast. Do you?
So you were, that's why it says one listener?
Yeah. that was me.
Nice. Good job, man.
Well, it's really two because I downloaded it twice. I downloaded it from my
I
computer.
listened to it too, actually.
Yeah, all right.
I listened to
I'm
it.
subscribed. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, dude.
I listen. I don't know. How do you subscribe?
How old are you? You don't fucking know Mr. Hooper? You don't Cooper? You don't fucking know?
No, he got it on DVD last week. He has to mail in the previous episode in order to get the new
Oh,
episode.
you're still on that fucking delivering Netflix stuff? What is this Netflix you guys talk about?
Hey, when you have a collection of 700 DVDs, you want to stick with the
That
shit,
you,
right?
that you made your own.
You want to.
You realize he made some bad choices in life.
That was the last 300 or so. The first 700 were legit purchases.
Remember when you used to like rent out your
Yeah, man.
DVDs?
I had to rent
Like,
them out. I had a system.
he was our own Hollywood video.
Yeah. I like to rent the movie Rad.
still rented out my fucking Indiana Jones, I think.
Like the new one, the Kingdom
Yeah.
School.
I showed them to the kids at work.
The three originals. Like,
Oh, really?
the collection of them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are good. I haven't seen those since I was like 6.
I have never seen them.
They're all on Amazon.
You've never
Video
seen
right
Indiana Jones?
They are.
I think I gotta watch it.
I'm gonna watch.
I might
them.
watch them tomorrow at work.
I'm out of here.
Amazon
guys.
Video.
Really?
now. All over.
I have Amazon.
On
Prime
Amazon.
Video,
Yeah.
whatever.
Watch
Cool.
it. All right,
Watch it.
Mario.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait. What? Mario picking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
What? Ooh.
Stafford,
That's
for
you.
me.
Who versus who?
The Browns have the second best run defense in the league, and the 26th against the pass. So for me, that's going to be Stafford all day because they have no running game anyway. So they're going to have to throw the ball. Russell
Oh,
Wilson's
you
going to.
mean like if they're ahead, they're usually teams run it.
They can't. I
But
mean,
they can't
I
run
mean, I know y'all were talking about Abdullah earlier, but I think he sucks. So they just don't have a running game.
I don't think he's great. I just think
Abdullah.
he
No,
has
I
some
think he sucks.
he has some flashes of like
Right.
cool, like man, that was badass.
I just
but
think
then
personally, I just think he sucks.
you remember what team he's on, and then you're like, oh.
But I'm going Stafford over Wilson. Although I think it'll be close because the Seahawks have no running game. I think they're going to play Rawls this week though. But yeah, I'm going to go Stafford over
Well,
Wilson.
it ain't Fat Eddie. Okay, Mario. I mean Pablo.
All right. You got Camara run versus McCoy, right?
Yeah.
The real McCoy. All right. Who are the Saints playing? What are they doing?
They're playing each other. These two teams.
Yeah, so if you don't have a team.
Oh, this
with
is
them-
how it works. Okay. A Camara versus McCoy.
So it's Bills versus.
Where is it at?
They're playing in.
I don't see an at sign
Oh,
on my
I
list.
did not put that.
Buffalo.
A neutral site, Mexico.
They're at Buffalo.
At Buffalo.
They're playing in Mexico.
Okay.
You're right. It's an away game for everyone. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
All
Pablo,
right. What I'm doing now is I'm checking the weather in Buffalo.
it's gonna be cold, I'm sure.
Let's listen to him.
All
Okay.
right. So.
Check the weather.
Side note. Side note. New New segment. Side note.
A third.
Coming soon. Side note. All right. Remind me about side note. It has something to do with Denver.
Because your thing.
Yes. Okay. And Buffalo. So we're going to look up the weather in Buffalo. All right. Okay. L's, O's. Trivia question for the listeners. How many F's and how many L's in Buffalo?
It's Mississippi.
All right. So Sunday, 71 degrees.
I forgot two S's.
71 degrees and rainy in Buffalo. All right.
Because of SSI.
Oh, okay. McCoy all day.
Shady.
I'm not sure what research you just did.
Kamara's a dumb. All right, let me give you the insight here. All right,
Do you wish to share, please?
Kamara. I guess I'll let you guys in. All right, Kamara's a dome runner. He's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
All right, 71 in Buffalo doesn't make sense, right? Last year I went to Green Bay and I went to a game in November in Green Bay. You know what the temperature was at kickoff?
64.
73.
It was hotter than here, right?
I
You
was
said something
sweating, yes, in my hoodie and my big jacket. All I wanted was the frozen tundra experience. What I got was an unfrozen, like, you know when you leave like ice cream in the car? That's what it felt like in Green Bay.
This is a soggy.
Yeah, I also had a
soggy
cold,
box.
so that didn't help, right?
Everything
So
was
Kamara
moist.
is a rookie.
Moist?
He's going to be confused. He's going to go to Buffalo and see all these Jim Kelly and snow and missed field goals and think of all the aura of Buffalo. And then he gets there and it's muggy and Buffalo, right? It's sucky. And so he's going to be all confused. McCoy, on the other hand, has been at Buffalo a while. He knows it sucks, right? And he knows that, okay, this is a glorious day in Buffalo and I can walk out and not freeze my ass off. And McCoy's going to take advantage of the weak Saints and he's going to run all over those people. And Kamara's going to try to run left and right. And the Bills have a very fast defense. So one of the things, they're coming off a loss. They're trying to salvage their season. This is the one, like, Ralph Wilson, spirit of Ralph Wilson comes and lifts them up and has a dominant game.
Oh, because
all the
Ralph
Buffalo
Wilson
Bills
Stadium.
All the Buffalo Bills fans have this hope. Oh, this is again. Oh, we have 6 wins. We're going to be great.
And
no,
then
you're Buffalo.
And then Rex Ryan shows
Right,
up
yeah.
and ruins everything.
Right? So, okay, McCoy.
So after all that, Kamara. Matthew?
I'm going with Shady McCoy, and my take for the week is he is going to be the highest scoring fantasy running back.
For many of the factors that I just listed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Highest.
Damn,
It's bold. That's your bold prediction?
bold.
Matt's bold choice.
And I'm
Brought to you by-
I'm 0 for 8 on
Not
these
you by
this year.
Skull.
So,
We needed some bold chew. You choose Skull. Matt's bold choice.
perfect. That is perfect.
I'm gonna wait. I already did. I pick already? No, I didn't. I'm gonna go Shady because they're fucking undefeated at home, and they fucking tear it up.
Now, what Pablo forgot to say in his little rant was McCoy is $1,400 more than Kamara for daily fantasy purposes. So it is a pretty big difference for that. But either way, I would still take McCoy. I think McCoy is going to have a.
He could be $10,000.
I think McCoy
more.
would be a very, very good cash game play this week because I think he's going to have a.
So who would you?
Alright.
What quarterback would you pair him with?
I don't know. I haven't really looked into it that much.
Now, hold on.
What'd you do,
Mario? He has been over here shaking his head in anger and disgust at the fact that we have looked at the discount that Kamara has garnered. $6,900 on a reeling Bills defense. He's
gonna take
angry.
McCoy.
He's upset. And he's going to take Kamara as my guess. Mario?
I was shaking my head in disgust because we're all in agreement on McCoy, which
Oh
means
shit!
Oh yeah, he's hurt.
his leg.
Damn
done.
it, he's
he's
hurt.
done.
That's why he's shaking his head.
No way.
All right, so I'm over 1 on what Mario's going to pick.
There's no way this guy's making
I'm
it on this
over 1 on my
weekend.
picks on my picks.
Dang it.
So
Yeah,
like
well, I need somebody to change their picks so I can
we
be
have
right.
both ends of the spectrum because you said
Son
he's
of a
gonna have the
We
highest.
just all gave him a
points
5.
in the
We're
league.
doomed.
He's
Yeah.
hurt.
That's what I'm
He's
saying
hurt
right
now.
He's done.
He's about to call in and say he stepped on glass at home.
I mean,
He stubbed
Slipped in the
his toe.
shower like Larry Tunsil while hitting his gravity bong off his face.
I feel pretty bad for him.
Oh
Man, all right. Next one we have is
I like this lineup.
we have McKinnon for the Vikings at 6,600 versus Chris Thompson for the Redskins at 5,700. Man, That's an interesting one.
These are both PPR duelers.
Sure. Yeah, and I think they're both pretty good DFS guys that are gonna won't be super high owned and could kind of go off. I don't like targeting people against Minnesota. I'm sure I asked Mario, but for sake of time I'm not about how good Minnesota is against running and actually receiving running backs. He could probably even
actually I had that stat for you about Tree-Fiddy.
Tree-Fiddy. Actually, yeah, we're gonna let Mario pull this up.
Yeah,
What are they ranked for against receiving?
I have
backs?
Minnesota defense, by the way. Disclaimer.
They're
Like when
number-
Jim Cramer tells you he owns a stock. By the way, I am holding Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah, Minnesota is number 2 in the league against receiving running
Yeah,
backs.
that's what I was scared
In
of.
receiving
when I
running
heard
backs?
it.
Against
Damn
running backs
right.
trying to catch the ball, and then on top of that, they are number 4 in the league.
And
against
parties
the
in
run.
Lake Minnetonka, number 1.
There's just not
I
a lot
will
of room
be.
there for that.
I will be taking
I'd
neither
take-
of these, and I'll be taking
Can you give me-
Latavius
I mean,
Murray.
there's a reason that
No,
they're-
give me
there's
somebody.
a reason that
They win without a
winning games-
quarterback.
Right.
No, I'm going to take McKinnon. I mean, it could be McKinnon, it could be Murray, but I'm going to take
Washington
the
is 31st, so
Yeah.
second to last in the league against receiving running backs. So.
McKinnon, not even Murray. McKinnon for that reason. Good, that's good.
Okay.
I like it.
Well, he's dead too because I'm going to take.
Yeah, I'm
McKinnon.
taking McKinnon also.
Oh, late breaking news. Both of these guys violated team rules. They will not be started.
Yeah, last time we recorded on a third, a
was a
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So it's 24 hours extra this week for shit to happen. Oh man,
So
the NFL is going to shut down
someone's
for the
gonna
week.
die. Like,
It's gonna be an
Yeah,
all-player
like,
strike.
sorry to say it, but Roy Halladay, one of my favorite pitchers when I was watching. Back when I first started playing fantasy baseball, he was like the pitcher to have because of complete games and shutouts. He threw so many pitches and got so many strikeouts, and passed away today in a plane accident. I sent it to Mario like. The first person tweeted something about a plane crash, and they matched the tail of the plane to it was Roy Halladay's plane, but they weren't sure if he was flying or what. That's all they knew, and I sent it tomorrow, and I'm just like, oh man, this is crazy. And then
How old was
about
he?
an hour later,
40.
he's 40.
dude, that's fucking young.
Yeah, sad man, super super sad.
Yeah, it sucks. Rest in peace, Roy
Yeah.
Halladay. What's the need to fly?
I know.
Like,
Why
if
is
you
that
fly,
so fucking
If you
cool?
fly commercial, it seems like you're good, and all the crashes happen with these little planes.
Yeah.
What's that-
Richie
what's that-
Valens? Did you ever hear Richie Valens?
No, man, the list goes on. Like
Right?
I've done my studies on plane flights.
Did you like
and
you like your
crashes?
cushion?
Yes, I appreciate it.
So I'll end this with a near crash experience. This podcast, but I've done my studies.
you'll finish it now. Perfect.
No, no,
It's finished.
no, we're not gonna finish it.
Yeah,
Oh, son of a
that's my
bitch.
I got
Garbage
a
time.
ending
I don't have time
story,
for that.
but
That's our garbage
it's a
stuff.
little
Garbage time.
teaser.
Garbage
If
time.
you guys tune into the end, got a little bonus story for you.
So far, we've
But
crushed
what I'm saying is,
According
like
to
Roy Halladay, rest in peace. But man, this need for people to find something else to do. Like human beings still you can't stop doing stuff. Everybody wants to win the lottery and retire, and all you're gonna want to do is
Everybody's
do stuff.
working for the
Yeah.
weekend. I think that's the song.
Yeah.
All right. So who's next? So
You, sir.
we all picked McKinnon, right? Okay. Gordon. What did you?
I don't know those names, McKinnon Thompson.
Jared McKinnon.
I have no idea what you're talking
From
about.
Minnesota.
He's
Yeah.
taking McKinnon.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'll pick him up
So
this
we
week
have
and drop
Melvin Gordon for $7,200 versus Fournette. Hopefully he doesn't, I don't know, catch someone jacking off, which makes him violate team rules
You
or
know what
something.
happened last week?
I think that's what it was. And he's
He was in a hula hoop competition late
Does
night.
anybody else in the shrimp think Alex might have a problem with jacking,
jacking
off?
off.
Is it just me?
With a beat off competition? Is that not what this is?
I don't know, man. I'm a little worried.
All right, so
Did he pick up Jay Goff?
I put in a waiver request in another league.
In the other one? In the PPR league?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, I hope I'm ahead of you because I did too. Damn it. I need a quarterback bad.
Okay, anyway, so I have Melvin Gordon versus Fournette. What do you think,
All right.
Dr. Mario?
Who are they playing each
You know what
other?
I mean?
They're playing each other.
Ah,
It's
great.
right? No,
Yeah.
they're not playing each other.
Yeah, they do.
They do? Oh, perfect.
Where?
That's going to be in Jacksonville.
Oh, I got this right then. Oh, wait.
Okay. West Coast team traveling East Coast.
It messes up their psyche, right? And
All right. There's nothing more aggravated than a benched running back. Running
Right?
backs love
That's
the
what I'm
ball. Running backs love the ball. They love to just prove everybody wrong, and that their complaints about grabbing the ball are valid, and they're bigger than the team, and you trade him for a 4th-round pick to the Eagles, right? So that's how you treat disrespectful running backs.
But then they get traded to the Eagles and run for like a 60-yard touchdown.
Okay, he broke one. He broke one in garbage time. All right.
Was it garbage time?
Congratulations.
I think it was like their first quarter, bro.
Well, he knew they were going to win by 40, right? So it's
Yes.
garbage time. The whole game is garbage time.
Everybody
That's
in the fucking stadium knew it was garbage time.
So, does that not prove my point that an aggravated running back who's punished by their coach comes out furious? Fournette. I don't care about the price. I know it's $1,200 more than Gordon. Gordon's on the West Coast, coming to the East Coast. All factors are against Gordon. Look, the superhero in Batman was not
Is this really
Commissioner
him?
Gordon.
Yeah.
It was Batman.
Oh, but do you watch Gotham?
Oh, well then let's fucking...
Okay. No.
What happened?
Sorry, go ahead.
So you pick
Look. You know what?
Oh, you
You know
saw
what
it?
Leonard said
Yeah.
when he got benched last week, and now he's coming up this week? Fournette about it. Fournette about it.
Mario, go ahead.
Fournette. All the way.
Yeah, Fournette has a really good matchup. The Chargers cannot stop the run. But if we're going straight points, I'm going to go Gordon just because he catches the ball more. And I do think the Jaguars are going to win the game. I think Fournette does have a really good game. But Gordon's going to be behind, and he's going to get a bunch of catches, I think, out of that.
What about jet lag?
I'm not too worried about it.
I am.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm worried for his safety.
I mean that's why I think Jacksonville wins the game. But I think Gordon gets a bunch of points just on catches, and Jacksonville's still really bad against the run. So I mean, eventually somebody's going to try and run against them, but we'll see what happens. But I'll go Gordon on this one.
Jacksonville's going to be popping Bortles after the game.
And all the listeners are going to know who to go with after my pick because I am going with Fournette and matching Pablo.
I'm matching Pablo as well.
So Mario's the only one that picked Gordon. So
Go with Gordon.
listeners, please go with Gordon.
I'm on an island.
Go with Gordon, and who was the other one? Stafford or something?
You can go with
Yeah,
research
Stafford.
and stats and data, or you can go with gut.
Heart. I'm going with Heart.
This guy's pissed off, man. He was fine to play. He was healthy enough to play.
Did you see how he looked on the bench spitting into that cup with his dip? Determined.
With this skull dip.
Yes.
Was
Sponsored by
sponsored?
Skull.
Thank you.
If you're going to dip into a play this week, dip into Fournette.
With skull.
Skull.
I really, once again, we're going to have to take a little break because I really, really want some Whataburger.
Sponsored by Whataburger.
Thank you, sir.
This is our Whataburger break.
What's your
when you
favorite
want
burger?
a burger, Whataburger. Hey, let me ask you a question.
What is it, Pablo?
Do you like your beef all natural or pumped with antibiotics?
Well, that's a tough question because, I mean, it just depends. Do you want McDonald's? Or do you want... What's the other one? Whataburger?
Classic debate had by many people. The fact is, Whataburger doesn't choose antibiotics for their cows. Whataburger. When you're looking for natural meat, Whataburger.
That's so good. That is so freaking good, man. It really is.
He's awesome.
But I am getting Whataburger after this.
Okay.
No doubt.
Are you going to bring some back over here?
Probably not. If you let me know next time, I'll bring some in the way.
Great tip. If you're looking for that smoky, savory burger they have, add lettuce and tomato. Not on the menu. Secret menu item. Whataburger.
Secret menu, that lettuce and tomato.
Mario, Landry, Jarvis Landry at Carolina for $6,100 versus Thielen at Washington for $6,700.
I got a feeling I'm gonna start Landry tonight.
Are you?
I have to.
You're
Look.
letting your feelings run this, Pablo. You're doing it wrong.
I
for
got
fantasy.
feelings.
Mario, who are you picking?
Feelings.
I'm gonna go with
Nothing more than
Landry.
Landry.
Washington has Josh Norman and Brashad Breeland, so
Yes,
they
but
kind of scare me. So I'm gonna go with.
I don't know if you guys saw this on
Josh Landry.
TMZ. I saw a picture of Josh Norman riding a snail.
Oh.
Yeah,
And what, the cold blanket?
yeah, he
It
was
like
a
blanket
it
or
was a
something?
little blanket.
That was terrible.
Rumors.
That was like his
these are
blanket.
uncorroborated. Allegedly
Alleged.
riding a
It's
snail.
all alleged.
Allegedly riding a snail.
Who are you picking?
Oh, is it my turn?
I'm picking the Galaxy Note.
Brought to you by Samsung. And then later on we'll do a brought to you by Apple.
Ooh, I like this one.
Did you pick? No, what? Who were we picking?
The bottom one.
Okay, so
He picked Landry.
all right. So Thielen at Washington, Landry at Carolina.
$6,100 Landry, $6,700 Thielen.
Okay, so pretty close. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Jay Cutler had 3 touchdowns, over 300 yards, and actually just proved that ribs weren't a factor. He said he could come back in Baltimore, and that the coach didn't let him.
Really?
Yeah. So they wanted his ribs to heal because they wanted him to get more injured. So actually, Jay Cutler, you know, when it comes to passion, when you think of, you know, energy, when you think of...
I don't think of Cutler.
Of somebody who cares.
If that's what you're averting to.
Cutler this year. You know what? Cutler has a face that looks like he just drank a beer and smoked a cigarette, right?
That's a dad bod. That's like the...
Right.
That's the dad of all dads right there. Like
Okay.
Just playing like he's like,
But
sure, I'll play.
would you rather your quarterback be a guy who's
all
all athletic?
You can put the fan on right there. Would you?
Yes.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I thought it was colder.
Brought to you by Train. Train Air Conditionings. You got the sweats? Turn on the one that gets you going. Train.
I just want to give y'all some breaking news real quick. We're still recording, Alex?
Yeah.
I just got a thing from Bleacher Report that says LeVar Ball's son, which was going to say we're going to say this for garbage time, but I just can't wait.
Has now joined the North Korean basketball team.
Among the UCLA players arrested, could face 3 to 10 years in prison if convicted
I read that.
of shoplifting.
That's what you don't
Shoplifting.
You don't commit crimes in other countries.
Especially China.
Especially China, who hates the United States.
Okay.
I hope they do put him in.
Well,
Oh, that'd be awesome.
teaser. I got a take on this for garbage time.
All right,
Alright,
sorry.
sweet.
Didn't want to ruin it for y'all.
So,
I don't care. Who should I pick, Alex?
I'm thinking you should go Landry.
Me too. Landry.
Okay. And we're all going
I'm
Landry.
talking about Landry Jones.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
look,
go-
Jarvis Landry. Look, Jay Cutler. Here's a real take. Jarvis Landry is just a ball hog, right? He gets 11 targets, 12 targets a game. In a PPR league, you're always going to want to go Landry because even in a bad game, he's going to get you 14 points, right? He's been catching touchdowns this year. He has 4 touchdowns this year. I think he has 4 touchdowns for his career and like 9,000 receptions, right? So he's always the guy, slot receiver. He's going to get you points. If you're in PPR, you're going to go with Landry. Thielen is also a ball hog. He's at Washington. I don't know where Washington is on the map. It's the DC or is it the West Coast? I think it's the DC one, right? But
Yeah, it's close.
either way, it's unexciting. He plays for Minnesota. Who's throwing to him? It's like Warren Moon?
Teddy Bridgewater is playing?
No.
He's activated.
Yeah, but he's not starting.
Teddy Water in the knee?
Teddy Water Bridge.
Yeah.
Water,
No, they're starting Keenum. Actually, I think I'm going to switch my pick to Keenum.
Teddy knee shatter?
That's fucked up.
Too soon. Anyway, Landry's a beast.
Mario switched to Thielen.
Yeah.
Overpaying.
Yeah.
I've done my statistical analysis. And let me tell you, when you carry the 3, enough said.
Enough.
Knocks over the mic.
All right, let's do pick 'em right quick. I'll do...
Pick him. I don't even know him.
Exactly. Okay, so you want to go over the who won last week?
Yeah.
Oh?
Okay, we'll go with
Jews?
We'll go with we'll start.
Did anyone have positive points?
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
No. Okay. We're going to disclaimer here. All right. So
No, everybody had the same opportunity as you
this
did.
was Wednesday night when we recorded. I took Houston thinking
So
Deshaun
did
Watson
we
was
all-
going to play,
we
right?
all did.
5 points. I also took Kansas City with my whole speech. If you listen to last week, guys, my whole speech was Dallas is going to struggle figuring out who's going to be the running back. Carries that are normally 8 yards for Zeke are going to be 4 yards for their running back now. Then the next day they're like, oh yeah, Zeke can play this week because we don't know what the hell we're doing.
So what you're saying you would have picked?
I would have either picked Dallas or I would have put 1 point on instead of, what did I put, 4 points on Kansas City? I mean, come on.
Take your L. Take your L.
Oh yeah, I got it, man. I already knew.
Be humble. Come on. All right, so
Whataburger.
in fourth place with -9 points is yours truly, Matt Mayfield.
And we do a whole segment just for Matt's moments.
Matt's
Because I know so
moments.
much.
I mean, you had a rough luck, man.
Hey, think about it. If you're negative this week, 2 negatives makes a positive.
That's true.
It's
but
true.
-9, that's the 2 games that extenuating circumstances
Right.
games.
And that was
Zeke and the.
that was the Houston and KC.
Yeah.
That's 9 points. You would have turned it around.
I would have
At
made.
least
I would
changed
have
the
gotten like
points.
positive or negative like 3 or something.
In third place.
I think my 4 and 5 were the 2 that I missed.
In third place
So it's
with negative 1 point. You guys want to take a guess?
Oh, and then I guess I got the 3
So you don't
wrong.
have a 0?
Also, and I got the 2 and the 1 right. So I got 2 right. The 1 and the 2. I got the 2 that I put the least confidence on.
You got 1 right.
Oh, the 3-pointer.
Yeah, you got
I missed
Detroit
1,
right.
2, 4, and 5.
You got
You
Detroit
were
right.
for.
Yeah, so don't think like you're gonna be
Solid.
positive in what you would have changed. It would have
Which game did I get right?
Detroit.
What day was that? Monday night?
Everybody got Detroit. Everybody got Detroit.
What was the Thursday night game?
The dog of the week, brought to you by Detroit.
Okay,
Oh, wait,
so
you didn't tell us. Who's third place?
third place was negative 1 points.
Oh yeah.
Pablo.
Good job, Pablo. Beat me by 8 points, man.
Good
Hell
job,
yeah.
dude. In first place, that was first place with 7 points.
What's second place?
Second place has 3 points.
Ooh, okay.
Positive.
Go back. Excuse me.
My friend's positive either way.
That's right. Yes.
So, was I negative 1 point because like people got injured and stuff happened?
Yes.
Yeah.
But we all were.
No. But me specifically.
I don't give a shit about anybody else.
All right. Now I'm gonna be perfect, folks.
All right. So with first place with 7 points would be, with guessing the correct Carolina, Dallas, Oakland, and Detroit, would be Mario.
Nice.
Boom.
Oh, you almost had a 3-game winning streak.
I almost did. It was well, no, not really. I guess Atlanta.
Yeah, you were
I
off.
fucked up on Atlanta, and then he picked 4 points on the Houston game. That's
Big
why he
difference.
did that. He did
I
that
did.
Houston, you picked.
because
I
he got
picked
negative.
Houston.
He got negative 4 points for Houston.
But I
Loss.
picked 4 on purpose because I wanted to try
we
to
all
beat
picked
y'all.
5.
Yeah.
So it was a 2-point difference.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So, what did I say was gonna be a good game?
Or
No,
maybe
that's
we're
not
not all jinxes. Maybe it's just Mario. And Mario knew that Deshaun Watson was going to get hurt.
That's probably
Yeah,
it.
I think
I was
that's
just
it.
ahead of the curve, yeah.
Man, I wish he was here on week 1, then he would have fucking really fucked it all up.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Pick'ems. Minnesota at Washington. Minnesota is favored by 1.5 points. I don't know how that's possible, but they're favored by it. So what do we pick? Mario, what's your pick?
I'm going to go with the Redskins. They're at home. I respect Minnesota, but they still don't have a quarterback. I know I picked Thielen in the prop bet. I'm sorry, the who versus who, but
Who versus who?
but I'm going to go Washington wins this game. 1 point. I'm not very confident.
Pablo?
All right.
I guess I gotta switch these so that way.
Minnesota.
You go Minnesota. How many points, sir?
We have to we have to pick a total of how many points we scored together.
No, 1 through 5 confidence.
Oh
Come on,
shit!
dude. We played this game last week.
That's right. Sorry. All right. Damn it! I wish we would have thought about it before we made a pick. 2.
Before I made you pick, is what he said. You fucking guys are assholes, is what I'm saying. So you picked 2?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mateo? Minnesota or Washington?
Minnesota for 1.
Minnesota for 1. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna go Minnesota for 3. I'm
Whoa.
hoping. I'm hoping Teddy Bridgewater
Whoa.
comes back and lights everybody up. Because I mean, those what was he? How many games did he play in the preseason?
None.
No, not this game, not this season. But
No, yeah,
last season.
none. He got hurt in first practice, I think, or something like that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, but
He hasn't
Yeah,
played
it
football like
But he was
a year and
looking
a half.
studly, right?
They were ready to go compete for a Super Bowl with Adrian Peterson and the receivers and everything.
Yeah.
And the stacked defense, and then he got hurt in the preseason.
And his knee exploded.
And then they picked up Sam Bradford, and he actually did well for him, but
Right.
obviously he couldn't go for that.
Okay, well, I'm going to go Minnesota 3 anyway. I love their defense. I'm like, defense wins championships.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, Mario, you want to do the next one?
Sure. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Atlanta Falcons in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, which has the best prices for concessions in the world.
Yes, I do.
Does it?
Yeah, beer like $5.
What?
$5, freaking slice of pizzas. Like
Yeah, but
$4.
the cup is $35.
No, but like a hot dog's like $3.
Yeah.
And like it's like normal prices.
Yeah, $2 popcorn.
Which is odd because if
$2
you go to
bottle of water.
Mercedes-Benz dealership and not the stadium, it's so
no,
different.
No. Just walk into the dealership and pretend like you're getting your car worked on, and you'll get a free sandwich and a coffee.
Let me
and
tell
some
you.
cookies.
No, actually, Winter Street, take your family over to the Benz dealership. Pretend to look at something you can't afford, and then get nice hot chocolate and cookies.
Yeah,
That's very true.
Exactly right.
You're the John Travolta of Look Who's Talking.
What, I get massages by dudes late night?
I have a really bad.
Is that what you're trying to
Is
tell
that
me?
what it-
Is that, allegedly, I'm John
Allegedly.
Travolta.
Alleged. It's all alleged.
Man, I'm sad about something.
I got a alleged story of John Travolta. You want to take a little
We
caveat
might
here?
have to add that to next week's garbage time.
Okay, next week's garbage time. I'm gonna tell you about an alleged story of gay John Travolta.
Pablo, who did you go for?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take Atlanta 2 points.
I'm gonna take Hot Atlanta. I'm gonna take him 3 points. I haven't looked at the next game, so I
Well,
don't know
you
what
know,
my
just to
confidence.
screw both of y'all, I'm going with Dallas, and I'm going with 4.
4.
I'm with Matt. I'm doing Dallas 4.
Now, again,
There's
I'm taking them. I'm taking them.
All
And
right.
of course, I already got last place last week. But I'm assuming Zeke's going to figure out some mysterious way to play again this week, and they're going to beat him.
Yeah. They'll be fine. They'll take it over.
I
Right?
do realize any Dallas fan's going to be pissed because I just jinxed the shit out of them.
Who is it? Is it at the door?
I think it's your dog trying to get in.
Or the ghost.
The ghost of Christmas past. Okay. Next one. Pablo.
All right. Next one's Boston. Oh no, New York at San Francisco.
So let me just tell you right quick. I took off Houston because I didn't want to pick Houston anymore. All right? I
I'm
mean,
sad already.
Although, man, that would I was sad about this game because can you imagine the over under for Deshaun Watson and the Texans versus the Rams? That would have been a hell of a game.
yeah. That would have been awesome, dude.
It would have been a hell of a game.
That would have been fan-fucking-tastic. What are you looking for? Bucket of chocolate?
Bucket of chocolate.
Oh, it's right here.
Nice.
Yeah. No. See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, that sucks. That
see,
makes-
like,
that-
the
that's
Aaron
depressing.
Rodgers got hurt.
That depresses me a little bit because that would have been a really good game.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and say the longest flight you could possibly take is from New York to
San Francisco?
San Francisco, right? The
Oh.
longest flight back after you lose a game is from San Francisco to New York, right? So I'm going with San Francisco,
Ooh,
and they're going to
nice.
win their first game of the year.
How many
against-
points?
Oh yeah, 5.
I'm actually.
Oh, I like that, dude. That's awesome.
I love it. I'm actually going with San Francisco for 3 points. But my reason is the best player in this game offensively is Carlos Hyde, and I'm just hoping he goes off. So that's
And I
fine.
put 10 confidence points that Eli Manning makes a face.
Yeah, easily. And if you drink, Carlos Hyde stole someone's beer, right?
Yeah,
That's what it
And
was.
dropkick no lady, which is why he was suspended.
Right.
but we don't know the real reason.
I'm gonna go Giants.
Violation of team rules.
1 point.
Who'd you go with?
Giants 1 point.
Yeah, I'm going Giants 3 points. I think the best player in this game is Evan Ingram. So
Oh, true.
that's
Good
what I'm
job.
going, yeah.
All right, Mario. Matt.
Carlos Hyde hater.
I do. Actually, that's actually true. I do hate Carlos Hyde, mainly because the first ever time I played DraftKings, it was a Monday night game, and I had Adrian Peterson, and I was like, oh, I should switch to Carlos Hyde, and I didn't. And if I would have, I would have won $2,500.
So you hate him because you didn't choose him?
Yeah.
It'd be a different story if like you chose him and then
No.
he.
Then I played him.
and
I
if he
played him
shit
the next
bed.
4 weeks, and he sucked.
I also have a feeling that he hates Klay Thompson for a
God.
completely different reason.
Oh, all right.
Anyway.
Anyway, we won't get to that.
I'm gonna wait. This next one's wrong.
Nope.
This is the
They're
one
not
that.
a 7.5 point favorite.
They are.
Oh no. Wait, sorry, I wrote that.
No, that's right.
Denver's that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I wrote it wrong.
because they're on the road.
I'm like, what in the hell is
John
going
Elway's
on
played.
here?
John Elway's played against Drew Bledsoe.
All right, so the next game we have is New England at Denver, Sunday Night Football, and New England's a 7.5 point favorite. I'm going with New England 5 because I like New England. Actually, I don't. I really don't like New England. I don't dislike them. I don't like their coach. He kind of annoys me.
He's annoying as
But
shit.
were they just coming off a bye?
Who?
Yeah.
New England? Yeah.
They did, right?
Yeah,
they're winning.
They're not going to lose.
They're winning. 5 points.
We're picking against the spread or just
Oh, it's 7.5.
who will
No,
be?
just
Straight up.
Okay.
So
I will be attending. Oh,
He's attending the game.
Well, he's last.
I know. I'm going New England
I'm
5.
going counterclockwise.
Yeah,
No, we pass it to the left.
I'm going New England 4. My bold call is Gronk gets 3 touchdowns this week.
Oh shit, dude.
Yep, that's it.
It's completely
Mario's bold brew.
bold brew. I
Which
like
was
that.
Black Butte Porter this week, which was pretty good actually.
And Pablo, it's to you, buddy.
All right, so caveat: I will be attending this game.
So you are not allowed to pick a team.
I actually don't have tickets yet.
I don't think I'll be able to get
I booked the hotel and Airbnb. I booked the car and I booked the flights. Now I'm just booking the tickets. So I'm gonna go just because I want to go to Denver. Second reason is I got business over there. Third reason is I've never seen the Patriots. Actually, I have seen it. Okay, so I just want to watch football, right? I'm gonna be in the stands. I want to see the Patriots lose. As much as I want to see the Patriots lose, they won't. Because every time I want to see the Patriots lose, they win. So, the Patriots are going to win. But begrudgingly. The Patriots will win in protest.
How many points?
Oh.
4 or 1?
You'll have to pick. Can we flip a coin?
I mean, you can if you want to. It's 4 or 1.
Every week, I reserve the 1 for the Dolphins.
That's right. Okay, so New England 4 points.
Did the Dolphins replace the Texans? That'd be awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that.
Only if Pablo's here.
Yeah.
Pablo's not here, no Dolphins.
Okay, and then the last, and then you pick.
I just did that one.
Yep.
Okay. So Miami at Carolina. This is the big Monday Night Football game. That's 3 weeks in a row. Fucking Miami has the fucking lot.
And over the last 3 weeks,
Yeah. And that's it for.
according to ESPN.com, the Miami Dolphins have garnered the least amount of ratings in the entire season.
you
For
serious?
Sunday night game, yes. Apparently, we don't score well on the Nielsen calendar.
I'm gonna go.
The Leslie Nielsen.
I used to live in Naked Gun. This episode brought to you
Because
by
the
Naked
Dolphins
Gun,
are
33 and a fifth.
errors.
I'm gonna go with Carolina. I used to live in Carolina, so I feel like I'm not a bandwagoner, so I would pick that as my second team, Carolina Panthers. So I'm gonna go 2 points for a car. That's it.
Mario.
Carolina 5. Dolphins suck.
Fucking
Not wrong.
not.
I only have one choice of number. I wish I could give you a 9 Dolphins, because that's where my heart is. But I know you're going to win, and you're going to earn me that 1 point so masterfully. Go Dolphins.
Wow.
Carolina 2. That's all I have left. I really should switch things around, but I'll go with Carolina 2.
All right, Pablo. Let's do your goodbye story right quick. Your
Okay.
airplane. Can you?
This segment sponsored by Reese's. I'm eating a Reese's, so give me a second.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's great radio right there.
I thought he was like just gonna set it down, but he's literally gonna finish it all.
He was very happy to find that. Like, he searched through there, and it was hidden inside of a different bag. He found that Reese's.
That was mine.
That was good work.
That
That was
was
good
my
work right
Reese's peanut
there.
butter
I just
cup.
picked out some Swedish fish, and it was empty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sad.
I'm sorry.
Sad day.
Anyway,
All
Pablo said he has a goodbye story.
So, no, hold on. I got a couple things. First off, let's discuss the ball incident.
Okay, yeah, let's make it quick.
Ladarius Ball was in China with a couple of his friends from UCLA, and they were stealing. Now, LeVartington Ball could face up to 3 to 10 years in a Chinese prison for apparently shoplifting.
Wait, which one? The old guy? The dad?
Middle.
Latavius Ball, the middle one.
Not the one with the Lakers.
No.
No, he's playing.
That's LaGlorious.
Oh, the glory! I'm getting confused with all these balls. They're baby balls.
Well, baby balls are misbehaving, huh? So, I have a take on this, and that is, if you guys didn't hear it earlier in the year, the Ball family, all the Balls, they released some shoes, right? Now, these shoes, to regular folks, the big headline was the shoes are $400 a piece, or $400 a pair. This LeVar Ball, he declined when Nike asked for $1 billion from Nike or Adidas to sign them, and they came out with their own shoes. What a lot of people don't know is that these were exact replicas of Kobe's. So if you looked at his shoes, they look just like one of the versions of the Kobe shoes. And when the Ball family was asked about this, they said that, well, they took inspiration from their favorite shoes and created their own Big Baller brand. They stole the logo of the Big Baller brand from some other company in California who had, a very cool logo that they liked. So they took the design of the shoe from Nike.
Isn't it like an embassy or something like that?
There's actually a clothing company that has this brand or this logo, and they stole it from them. So my theory is that they sent the middle ball, right? Not the little ball and not the big ball, but the middle ball, right? They sent the big ball to China, and what he was stealing was Nike designs for Big Baller brand shoes.
The blueprints?
This was corporate espionage at its finest. And
All
apparently,
because to sell.
the balls got snagged.
How the hell did you get the
So
being
now-
above the frame?
Classic Chinese finger trap.
Oh.
Or in this case, ball trap.
Ooh, that sounds much more painful.
And so now, apparently, LeVar Ball,
Classic.
breaking news, he's been sentenced to 15 years hard labor building a Chinese railroad on the Great Wall.
Along the Great Wall.
They're
Oh, no, they're building
on
on
the
top
Great
of
Wall.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
And one of the two things besides the Truman set that you can see from space.
And Matt Damon
Quick
will
fact.
be helping him.
Yes.
Matt Damon.
So-
will be there.
Fortunately, LeVar Ball, the Barrington Ball, rest in peace.
See you later, buddy.
Yep.
Have fun getting. I'm not even going to say it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So I'll be attending the Denver New England game this weekend. Decided to fly up, got some business on Monday, came in a couple days early, and going to see this game. So have you guys ever been to a football game of a team you're not rooting for? Man, you don't root for anybody. Except deep down for the Packers, but we all know that.
Yeah.
Right?
And Cowboys.
So have you guys ever just attended a non-partisan football game?
Yep. Went to the Saints
Falcons.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Saints
was
Falcons.
that here in
That was
Alabama?
when,
Yeah.
So whenever Hurricane Katrina hit, the Saints played 3 home games here in San Antonio, and I actually went to 2 of the 3. I can't even remember the other one. The Saints Falcons, I remember because it was Michael Vick.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I sat in the end zone for like $20. It was awesome.
So at any point in the game, do you start caring about who does good and who doesn't?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rooted for the non-Michael Vicks.
Non-Vicks.
Mm-hmm.
How about yourself, Marlon?
Yeah,
Non-conference.
I was for the Saints.
I was
Just
for the
because
Saints.
it sucked that what happened.
That was like our home team for the day.
Yeah.
So I went to Buffalo Titans. And
You know, well, hold on. Also, because who dat?
Who that? Yeah.
Who dat?
Who
Sorry,
dat?
go ahead.
that question isn't answered. It's Drew Brees.
Yes,
That's who that is.
that is true.
So I'll be attending the Broncos New England game. Obviously, this is the second time I'm going to see an AFC East opponent,
Turn it up.
a team that goes against the Dolphins and who I want to lose. And I'm going to try to win, but I feel will be unsuccessful. So now I'm attending this game. What approach do you guys take to being a fan? Because obviously I'm a loudmouth and I have to harass somebody at some point throughout this. I'm buying really good tickets. There's going to be some unsuspecting customer who's going to be sitting next to me and I'm going to give the business to.
I think what you do is you find. So once you get there, you figure out which fan around you is the most annoying, and
And
whatever
then
team
AJ
you're rooting
Green.
for. Yeah,
And you get loud. And you get
you go
loud
against
and
that team. So you could end up being a Bronco fan for the day if the other fans are more annoying.
Side note, I saw the coolest T-shirt I've ever seen in Denver last time I was there, and it was a satanic symbol, and it said "Hail Peyton."
That's awesome.
So Hail Peyton. If I find that T-shirt, I will wear it.
When did you come back?
Tuesday.
Oh, Brian's time for the podcast.
Right in time for the podcast. Saw some excellent stories about Denver, and
Okay.
apparently great breweries, amongst other things.
Amongst edibles and
Edible
smokables.
breweries, yes, and also
I hope
other
you can share
breweries.
them. I hope you can share it with the gang.
I'll share the stories with you guys.
I appreciate it.
Cool.
I'm going to Vegas this weekend. I forgot.
Damn. How do you forget that?
Yeah, no shit.
That's
'Cause
fucking.
he flies somewhere
fucking
every
baller.
fucking day.
That's fucking baller status.
I'm
Well,
going
both of you
to
guys.
probably Whataburger again.
I'm accepting a Grammy on Tuesday
I'm just gonna go to bed.
for my work. For my work on the Finding Stacks Fantasy Football podcast.
Just do little plugs here and there. Check out this
I
podcast.
think I'm going to put in a 5-team parlay with my picture of the week.
We get a bunch of shit.
Don't use mine. I go 1 for 4.
Anyway,
I have
guys,
solid logic, so please use my picks.
good luck this week, and see you guys.
All right, so I
See you next Tuesday.
got a wrap-up story.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh, we got one more.
All right, so
Pablo's never done, man.
I know.
I was talking to you guys.
we gotta hurry.
We talked about the
We're
unfortunate
pushing 2 hours.
unfortunate circumstance of holiday and plane flights, and we were talking about crash landings and such. And I have a good story about a near death experience myself on a commercial plane flight. So I was coming back from my honeymoon, and I was headed from Paris back to, I guess it would be Dallas, and then home to here to San Antonio.
That's one
And so,
does.
2 hours into the flight, I'm sitting and I'm enjoying a great movie, In Time, Justin Timberlake. Fantastic work, IMDb it. It'll be available at Blockbuster and such, Hollywood Video, and all of your local establishments.
Right.
It's
And
on FX now, right?
yeah. So I'm watching the movie. An hour in, all of a sudden, the movie turns off. The screens go dark, and I'm upset. And I keep waiting for somebody to come by and tell me when the movie's going to come back on. The stewardess walks by. I want to complain about the movie, but she seems to be preoccupied with other business. She walks back to the back couple of rows, goes to an empty row back there, and looks out of the window. So now she comes back. Her pace is a little quicker, and she's coming to the front of the plane. And I'm watching this. Now, the reason I'm looking at the stewardess and looking at her demeanor is because my previous boss was on the flight that landed in the Hudson. He was actually in seat 1, row 1, and he was sitting there when the thing went down, hit a bird, and landed in the Hudson.
Sully!
That's Captain Sully, yes, Sullenberger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, the one thing I remember of his whole story, and especially now on this plane flight, is when he knew to panic or when he got worried was when the stewardesses got worried. Now, think about stewardesses. You get a little turbulence, and they're rolling around giant carts with seltzer water and vodkas and doing all their things. And sometimes in turbulence that you're kind of scared at, they're hanging like it's no big deal. They've seen the worst of the worst. They've been on 1,000 flights, so stewardesses don't generally panic. In this flight, stewardesses look worried. So they walk back up to the front of the plane, and what looks to be a captain comes back with the stewardess and walks back to the back of the plane. So they pass me again, and the stewardesses look a little bit more worried. The captain looks out the window. I'm like, it's not good. When he has to look out the window at the side of the plane, he's got the best view. Why does he want my view? I didn't even pay as much as like the people 5-10 rows in front of me. And so why does this captain want to look out the window? So now they both walk up, look a little more concerned, and In Time is still not playing on the TV. This is my biggest concern.
They could have just got this. They just needed to get it back on.
Ever gonna know why Justin Timberlake is trying to save his mom and he's got to stop watching his arm? This is my biggest concern. So the pilot proceeds to come on the plane. Passengers, looks like we have a little issue here in the cockpit. Seems to be some smoke in the cockpit. We're going to look further into this, but we're going to have to be turning around and headed back to Heathrow in London. We'll give you more updates as time passes.
But does he have an accent at the same time?
Says, crikey! Seems to be some smoke in the cockpit. We've put some shrimp on the barbies, and we'll get back to you in quite a few Fosters. I think that's how it went, right? It could be wrong.
I don't know the difference.
He was British.
Australian and
He was
English.
definitely British. So now, one thing is that we're 2 hours into this flight. We have to turn around. And I started thinking about things that could go wrong in an airplane that are not a big deal. Smoke unidentifiable smoke in the cockpit ranks pretty high up there with holy shit, right? On the meter of the minor inconvenience to this is a situation. This is pretty intense. So the plane turns around. We're flying for another hour, and the captain comes back on. Now, mind you, we're in reroute for an hour, and the stewardesses now are collecting garbage, and people are getting a little more antsy on the plane. He comes back on and says, looks like we're going to have to land a little sooner. We're going to be landing in Scotland. So this
Sweet.
to me means
That's never a good choice.
things have intensified, right?
Brave.
So now, at the time he says this, I look out the window and I start to see the planes from the edge of the wings, or what looks like the wings, emit all this liquid, and it looks like gas. And so my thinking is that if we crash, they don't want everybody to catch on fire, so let's have the least amount of gas possible. This is what the way I was thinking. Pretty logical, right? My wife is freaking out. People on the plane are crying. People are filming their goodbyes on their phones. Like, that shit is going to survive this crash. That shit will be at the bottom of the ocean. Better have the iPhone 19 before it can sink to those depths and keep that stupid
Well, not
message.
if they don't have a Samsung.
Right,
Brought to you by
yeah.
Samsung. That's waterproof.
Brought to you by, this is brought to you by Terrified. So, like, I'm looking over and I'm looking out the window. I'm trying to calm my wife, and I'm telling you, everybody on the plane is crying, and it's an intense scene.
Were you crying?
No, you know what? At this point, I realized I had just come back from Paris. I went to Amsterdam. I went to Prague. What a cool trip! If I had to go out,
It's not getting any better.
Yeah.
Not getting any better.
I promise you, in the face of death, I'm like, that's pretty good. I'm good with this, right? And my only concern was like, calming my wife, and like, if we're gonna go down, at least we're here together, and we had a blast before this. So as we're going, I'm looking at all the gas spitting out of the windows. I'm looking out the window, and I'm like, come on, land. Come on, land. Because that's all I'm thinking about, because I'm going to crash in the ocean. The ocean sucks, right? If you crash into a mountain, it's all over in like a second, right? There's no chance. But I don't want to crash in the ocean, have to remember all the directions they gave me at the start of the plane. Like, okay, my seat cushion could be used as this, and then I have to float. And one thing I hate more than anything in the world is being in depths of water where I don't know where my toes are going to touch.
Stuck in the middle of a movie and not catching the
I'm
end
scared
of
of
it.
sharks. I'm scared of sharks and deep
You're
ocean.
into like jellyfish and shit.
Yeah, I'm scared of like deep ocean. That's my biggest fear. Not a giant fucking plane crashing into the ocean. No, I'm scared about what's gonna touch my toes. So all I was praying for was land. And finally we see land. So we land in not like Dublin. We land in Shannon, Ireland. Now here's how I know it was a pretty intense situation. Shannon, Ireland, their only claim to fame was in the last 5 years they had built an outdoor market. That's the only thing. When I Googled this place, when I landed, I checked the Wi-Fi and look, where the fuck am I in the world? 2 years ago, famous for their outdoor market.
How far off of the water is this city?
Shannon, Ireland is like basically like, holy shit, we made it to Shannon, Ireland.
Yeah,
So I'm going to tell you how non-ready for this Shannon, Ireland was, and how grave a situation this was. Okay, 7 hours later, when they can't fix the plane, and they said they're sending a new plane from England, right? And so they
It was the one from Major League.
send the plane back. Basically. Right?
That was like fucking duct tape.
So they send the plane to us, and we get back out 7 hours spent in this one little airport with one little gift shop, right? And so stuck there for 7 hours. We get back on the plane and told us a new plane. I'm already looking like at indicators of, man, I was sitting here before, and I put a tissue here. Is there a fucking tissue here? Like, I was looking to make sure they didn't just try to tell us it was a new plane. This was actually a new plane. So we get back on after a 7 hour delay. Should be good to go, right? Wait a minute. There's no equipment in the airport big enough to back up a plane like this. This plane barely has the ability to land in this small strip. So for the next 2 hours, I proceed to watch a bunch of Irish guys out of the window of the plane, scratch their heads, point at the plane, yell at each other, all trying to game plan how to get this big fucking aircraft out of this tiny airport, because nobody's ever seen a plane this big in Shannon, Ireland.
That's awesome.
So they just
2.5 hours,
Whoa.
and we hear the planes going like this, and then it stopped, and I see the Irish guy yelling at another Irish guy, like, "No, you gotta put it in reverse and then angle it out," like, and they could not figure
you
out how
gotta
to get
pivot.
They could not figure out. Finally, they backed the plane up, and we go and take off. And the best part of the story is, 20 minutes into the flight, guess what pops right back on from the start? In time.
On the new airplane.
And a new airplane. I'm able to see in time.
See, it's all the end of it.
We land in Chicago.
He didn't. You didn't see the end of it.
Yeah, no. I did watch it. And that was the most relief part of it. I didn't know if I was going to know how In Time was going to end.
I mean,
I could not end my life halfway through a movie. I
That
don't
was
care if
probably
it's
the
a
only
shit movie.
downfall.
So we land in Chicago, and the hotel's not prepared for us. We have a 50, 60 person line, all like waiting for hotel rooms. I sleep in Chicago for 2 hours, get back on a plane, end up in San Antonio. Last year, I don't know where I was in Chicago. We landed. We weren't supposed to go to Chicago. We went in some random hotel. Last year, I go to Green Bay. And to go to Green Bay, I fly in Chicago. We go to Green Bay. We have a great time. We go to the Packers game. We come back. And we have 2 hours to kill in Chicago before we have to go to the airport. We go to the mall, nothing around there. And we've been drinking. And I really had to take a piss. And I pull into some random spot. I walk in. I'm like, I've been here before. It's the same hotel that they threw us in that night for 2 hours. When I landed from that
was the
plane
checkout
flight.
lady's name Shannon or anything like that?
No.
That would have been cool.
You know what? I didn't think about that.
That would have been cool.
It should have been named Shannon. Shannon Ireland, like Kathy's sister.
Yeah. Ooh. She's a good kicker, Kathy Ireland.
Oh yeah.
If you want to stream her for a kicker,
Wasn't she in with Sinbad?
she was. Yeah, she was.
Great
Scott
football.
Bakula.
Scott Bakula.
Was that
and,
the great football movie you were talking about?
That's the great movie I
It's
love.
up there.
That's
It is up
What was
there.
that movie called?
Unnecessary Roughness.
Unnecessary Roughness. Great.
They went to
movie.
Texas State.
So that's my story. That's my
That's
plane
pretty
crash
awesome
story.
man.
And,
I'm glad you live because I don't
and,
know how I could have come up
spoiler
with those
alert.
boxes.
We didn't crash.
Although you would have been famous, not probably. We wouldn't have known you personally, but we would have known about you if you had died in the plane.
You wouldn't have known about me at all because I hadn't moved to the house yet. So there you go.
Thank you,
It was all
Captain
meant to
Sully.
be.
Thanks, Sully. Thank you, Sully.
Captain
Yeah,
Sully.
this broadcast brought to you by American Airlines. American Airlines, when you're looking to fly, you're looking to fly safe. No better choice than American Airlines. Now with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
All right, man. Next week, after Pablo gets back
Next
from his,
Tuesday.
from his.
Next week I'll have some Denver stories.
All right, Mario.
Yeah, I'll be here.
All right. See you
I'll
guys
be
next
here.
week. Well, you'll be here.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.